We are live.
Cool.
So, Rick's time, as we call it, is plus 6 minutes.
Ah, there we go. Cool.
We were supposed to begin at 6:30. Guys, some of you may recognize the gentleman that is sitting next to me.
Dobry wieczór, everybody.
He decided to go on the masking mode, if I can say so.
This is my normal man about town mode. Especially when the sun is out. I've got my sunglasses on, and actually, so fun fact, right? I think I complained about this on my in my posts, but I didn't have time to talk about it. So I just spent 6 months, in the Ukrainian army and working with drones, but spending a lot of time on or near the front lines, running in and out of trenches, jumping in, and all kinds of craziness, and never once had a problem with my glasses. On the train ride home from where I was deployed, broke my goddamn glasses.
How did you do that?
Stupid. I don't know.
You sit on them or something?
No. You have that little table on the train. It's like a shelf above where you sleep. So I was sleeping. I hung my glasses off of the shelf. Okay, and then sometime in the night, I raised my knee up and jammed my knee into my glasses, and they went crack and snap. The actual glass, which is heavy duty, like some kind of plastic, like practically bulletproof goddamn plastic, fucking broke. So I ordered 3 extra pairs because I'm not having this happen again. But right now I'm wearing my old pair, which don't change color. So I had to buy, watch this everybody, watch this guys. I had to buy this. Is that nerdy or what?
Well, it is a bit old school.
Yeah, it's totally old school. But
what? How do you call that? What vision do you have, on glasses? Is it minus or plus something?
I actually have not a new prescription, but a fairly old prescription here that I just had to go in for my medical exam because I have. As some of you know, that I finished my contract with my previous battalion, which started out as Angry Birds and then moved to, we got kind of hostile takeover by the Scythian Griffins.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a little bit of a...
Is it the reason that you left the unit?
I mean, there was definitely some bad blood and bad feelings, but at the beginning when that all happened. But by the end... I definitely had a certain respect for the humanity of my new commanders and the people involved, and just recognizing that everybody's just trying to do the best they can, and people make mistakes, and even
so they were not bad or evil commanders. They were just kind of trying to do their best.
Well,
with
let's
what
put it
they
this
had.
way. The company commanders of Angry Birds were really unhappy because they felt like the commander of the battalion level was very corrupt. And there was news reports, and everybody said that was the case. Within the battalion, I'm not saying he was the best commander or anything, but I never saw evidence of corruption. In fact, I saw that, if anything, I think he was spending a lot of his own money to get because it's a completely new battalion getting set up. And I'm not saying people, they're working with what they have. Nobody really has training. Nobody's there's no freaking West Point. If you're a commander of some unit or battalion or whatever, it's basically just, you're okay, somebody comes and tells you, you are doing this now. And this is your job. And you're building the railroad while the train's coming down the tracks.
Yeah. It's a really stressful type of work and conditions that you need to not just work in. You need to build up the processes. You need to be a successful and efficient manager.
Exactly.
So it's really...
It's a learning process, and sometimes along the way you make mistakes. And I had to recognize that with my commanders on both sides, both in terms of the Birds of Fury, and I think both sides made mistakes in terms of how they reacted to each other and kind of had this big, fight with each other. I wish it could have worked out better. But ultimately, and this is what I told my battalion, I felt that given what I am capable of and what some of you know about my Replace Starlink project, I just felt like I could be more effective moving to a larger unit that covers more of Ukraine, and that's what I am in the process of doing. So I went for my medical commission today, and so yeah, this is
I think it's -5, right?
Yeah, -5 and -4. Yeah, I'm goddamn freaking blind. Is what
-5. No, I know worse actually. I know a great guy. He is in drone technology doing programming. Guys, I'm talking about Metro. I think he has -11 or something.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
that's legally blind.
You're
basically.
also not in like the worst. Your eyes are not in the worst condition. But anyway, it's like he wears glasses, and it's not like he is blind. No, he is operating basically every day. And working a lot, and I think he is really damaging his vision by working that much.
I can absolutely tell you. Like my last month and a half in my battalion, I spent a lot of time, 50%, even up to 100% of my time, like 12 hours a day, working in the laboratory, doing beta flight or.
How many hours a day?
12 hours a day. That's pretty much everybody. If you're not like on the front lines, you are working 12 hours a day somewhere doing something.
7 days a week, yeah.
Yeah, typically 7 days a week. I will say that, depending on your command, your immediate commander, your unit commander, or your rotny, like company commander, maybe there might be a time when things slow down and they'll be like, okay, once every couple of weeks, okay, you guys kind of take a half day or something. In my case, there would be some days where we would get ahead on repairing or modifying drones. So we knew that we had enough drones for the next few days, and then we might be able to take a day off, something like that. But
that's rarely happening, I guess.
Right, exactly.
James, I love the conversation that we have right now, but I also want to notice the people in the chat. So, my friends, hello. Nikki Hill, Just Jimmy, Robert Jonasar. Robert Jonasar says, I'm about -5 as well. That magnet.
It's a magnet. It's really strong.
Yeah,
my phone has a magnet. It's freaking strong as hell.
Maybe just leave it there.
Yeah, maybe I should.
Because you're going to be
I'm gonna
making
do it
these
again.
noises again and again.
Okay, there we go.
Better not hold the mic close.
Kill the ears of our friends.
Hello, Code Coder. Hello, Salt of the Red Earth. Hello, Tuna Ottesen. Giancarlo, knee girl, are you still there? Where is your knee from? What country is your knee from? I'm curious. Or is it not your knee? It's just in the name, knee girl.
Well, maybe she's like a physiotherapist,
Maybe
like,
so. Maybe not your knee.
Yeah, maybe she's like a girl who helps other people's knees.
Yeah, so knee girl, if you're still there, we're really curious. Hello, Mama Disco. Hello, McPigeon. Hello, Keith Kane. Good to see you all, guys. Hello,
all of
Last
these
White
people,
Rose, Wizard of Ooze.
Wow.
All these people, what?
All these people are people who have supported me so much in this past 6 months.
Rollers are, they are not just rollers. They usually are white Ukrainians, superstars of Starsky, and many other channels. Exactly. They are fellow babies of the shills. Yeah. So. We share so many good people. I mean, our communities share
for sure
different awesome people. So guys, thank you very much for helping James, for supporting his work, his fundraisers. And we're gonna let me send the link that of the fundraiser that he wants me to ask you to support today.
Yeah, and we can talk about what that is. So,
but a bit later, I'm sending the link. I'm pinning it.
Sure,
guys, you go check it out. But no, let's talk about it right now. I just wanted to communicate to the chat more. So briefly, like 2 minutes. Can you?
It's just so the command and people who were Birds of Fury, my original company unit that got integrated into the Scythian Griffins, even though they had some troubles within the army, they have their own charitable foundation, and they have set up a veterans support center in Mykolaiv, and to provide social support, psychological support, and even legal support to veterans who are coming back from the war. And they hope to make this kind of like a chain, because there's nothing like this in Ukraine that is on a regular basis. I know, like, for example, Jake Bro was supporting I can't remember, in the Carpathian they have this like resort that they have for
who's supporting
Jake Bro.
You supporting
there's
a resort? Or what?
It's like a veterans rehabilitation program in the Carpathians, where they do regular excursions, and I can't remember what it's called, but it'd be very interesting. I'd actually like to get that group connected with Hero of Ukraine, and the name of the veteran center is called Faita, and we actually just looked up the meaning of that word.
Yeah, that's a Carpathian dialect. I think it comes from either Romanian, Hungarian, or Slovakian. But Rusini nation lived there.
Yeah.
And there's a Rusinish not accent, but dialect, and it means family or relatives.
Yeah.
So it is really amazing, how do you call that? Choice of the word, right? Because it really fits. Because building a community of veterans usually feels like family, including the family spats,
Well, what I liked about this center, and I made some videos. And I'm sorry I don't have them ready right now, but I made some videos as they were setting up the veteran center. They got a grant from some EU organization to do the initial build out to renovate the place where they were having it. But even while they were doing all that renovation, it started with groups of the wives of active soldiers and veterans coming together and figuring out ways to support each other. So they have a weekly meeting of these women mostly, and they decide on group activities they can do, to whether it's a book club or making nets or something like that, to sort of support each other. And it's all done on really a very democratic basis. So what they decide they want to do, the directions they want to go, is decided as a group, and as opposed to being sort of a top-down approach to this is what you need sort of a situation. It's a community-based approach, which really makes the family relatives sort of meaning of the word kind of sort of brings it home. So
okay.
So
now I'm coming back to the chat, guys.
Yeah.
I pinned the link to that initiative. If you have the means to support it, please donate there. They can donate on the website.
Yes, right? Yes, and I actually tried to make sure, because when they were first setting this up, they didn't have an English version of the website, and they didn't have a guaranteed way for people to be able to donate from outside of Ukraine. And I was like, listen, you guys, come on, you got to get this set up. So I think it should be working now. Monobank and PayPal, and there's different methods. I think there's a Way4Pay that they set up, which should be able to take
Way4Pay is working with foreign payments well.
Exactly.
Much better than Monobank.
Yeah.
It's not like Monobank is not working with them. They are not working with Monobank. That's the problem.
Right. Yeah.
Monobank is a great bank, but there's still a lack of trust from the international banks.
Yeah.
What I wanted to mention is also that, as always, guys, we're also raising funds for our fundraisers here, and we're going to be showing the raffle item in a bit.
Oh,
Just
cool.
want to say more hellos to people. Hello, Kay Bell from Australia. Hello, Steve. Hello, Cheryl. McRiley. A lot of messages there. I'm missing most of them. Super Susie, Mike, Lisa Roan. Who else do we have there? So many regulars. Good to see you guys. Arnold G, hello to you. Hello, it's just Avi. Okay, so many names. Bell Ogilvy.
Oh, Bell Ogilvy.
Right?
Very well. And Bell is one of those people, and there's so many people in this chat that have done so much to support me over the past 6 months and the work that I've been doing and continue to do, and not just financially, but and just your guys' support on the Facebook comment, Facebook comments, some of you, but YouTube comments and in our Discord. I don't always have time to respond to everything, because obviously I'm busy doing this funny thing called fighting in the army, but. I just want you to know that it is noticed.
Okay, he's undressing bit by bit. Look at him.
I am. Well, the sun's starting to go down, and pretty soon I'm going to take off the footballka here, And
which is a T-shirt, guys.
Yeah, T-shirt.
By the way, this one has Ukrainian warriors.
Yeah.
Also, and Vikings, basically.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Or like Kiev Rus fighters. They look
Kiev and
more
Rus.
like those.
Here's the thing: the difference between Kiev and the Rus
and
Vikings is basically where they were and what they called themselves at the time.
Exactly.
So.
They're mostly the same. You're right. OSTG, hello to you. Still trying to say hello to everyone.
Seriously.
Billionaires are the problem. Hello, Stefan. How you doing?
Yes, they are.
Stefan is from Serbia.
Oh.
He was a guest on my stream.
Oh, very
and
cool.
we were talking about the Serbia, about the mindset of Serbians, about the problems of that mindset.
Yeah.
And he was really critical of his own citizens because he's a very wise person who has education that a historical one. Hey, Stefan, if you're still in the chat, can you remind me about your education? Because I only know it is connected to history, and I forgot the details.
Well, that kind of speaks to why he would have that sort of big picture sense. And I would say, much the same is true in America. The study of history has fallen so much that those who don't know their history are condemned to repeat it.
Yep. So Belle Ogilvy says it's an honor to support you, James.
Thank you.
Hello, Silver Earth. Hello, Eugene Beard. Good evening. Hello, Dana Kyiv. Futbalka.
Yeah.
Well, Futbalka.
Nice.
Are you sure?
Nice spelling.
Hi, Anna. Hi, Haji. Hello. Who else? Mopsy's Gone. Mopsy's Gone is a poet. He's sometimes writing a poetry about
cool.
our work and stuff. Hey, Mopsy's Gone, maybe James will inspire you to write some poetry about him, if you're already familiar with him. But I think he is familiar with you. You've already been a guest on my stream this first day. And as we were already saying, our communities intersect. Guys, you can see that I'm not that energized as yesterday. I'm a bit more sleepy. It's not like I'm down today or something. I just have less energy. I spent 2.5 hours in a line in a hospital today, just waiting to get a 3-minute procedure
for crying out
on
loud.
my spine. So basically, do you know that manual correction therapy where doctor basically smashes your spine?
It's not
and
chiropractic. Is it chiropractic?
No, it's like he's just like put in my spine in the right position.
Sure.
And today it was not that gentle. He really sprinkled my neck at some point, and it hurts still.
Yeah, wow.
But I doubt that the doctor will harm me. Probably it's like.
Yeah, so I think I mentioned this in your stream last week with Gook, the Azov guy, about how a lot of you know about my backstory during my back in the Legion, and then first day home from the army, I was lifting boxes and shit and it hurt my back. But I realized the problem was, so my last month or so in my unit, they had me, like I was talking about, working like 12 hours a day in the laboratory and just sitting in a chair hunched over, soldering and crap like that. That's terrible. I mean, I only have myself to blame because I could have gotten up and, gone out in the hallway and done push-ups or planks or something like that.
No, it doesn't work like that. If you're doing push-ups but then sitting for an hour like that or for 6 hours like that nonstop, it won't help you.
I literally, if in my new unit, if they give me that job, that's fine. But I have a stand-up desk at home, and I'm going to literally have it shipped to wherever I'm stationed, so that I can have a stand-up desk where I'm not hunched over.
Stand-in desk is much more useful, but soldering is a process where you need to lean anyway.
Kind of is, and especially with my eyes being as bad as they are, I have to really get in there,
Shit. Jester Hero says, "What's up, fellas? What's the channel about?" This channel is about supporting Ukraine, supporting the Ukrainian army, Ukrainian soldiers in particular, sometimes officers too, surgeons, but mostly soldiers and surgeons. We work on the low level. We have a soldier here with us, right, James? You're not a surgeon, right?
No. If you'd like to see, I will even show you my green book here.
Only to me or like on camera?
We can.
I think maybe it's not a good idea.
No, probably
to
not. Not on camera, but you can see my. So I'm a soldat, but that's those are my titles in the. You can read the titles if you can read that writing.
My God! It's okay, yeah. Starshi is a senior.
Yeah.
Deshifrovalnik is a decipherer.
Yeah. So that's when I started out. I was working in like intelligence, basically. If you've heard of like the Delta, this has been heavily. It's not secret, guys.
Delta?
Delta is a intelligence platform. So this is my rank. Oh, wait, we go back here. That's my rank.
Here's your
soldat.
Soldier. Yeah, soldat.
Yeah, and then later on they moved me to this job, and it's actually they ran out of space for my full title, but it's like Starshi Mayor something.
Guys,
senior.
they actually promoted him to senior major here. I can see it.
Yeah.
It says major.
Yeah.
No, they
that's
did
not. That's the guy who signed for me. That's not
exactly.
They didn't promote me to major.
I know,
oh
but it says major. But it's like major, and on the other side there's a signature of the major. Yeah. So no, guys, this is not a major here. So I want to say hello to more people. Haji, thank you for 10 gifted memberships. They still work. Haji. That's good. Thank you. Okay, Jester Hero said, Tuna, I'm from the States. Okay, so you're still here. Okay, good. So basically this man was doing engineering for drones for half a year already?
Yeah, it's a 6-month contract. All foreigners have standard 6-month contract.
A lot of soldering, also probably programming.
Yeah, and working in like beta flight, and then like I said before that, I was working in like Delta. But in the middle of all of that, they basically came to me once the whole thing with the transition with integrating the company into the battalion was sort of done mostly. They came to me and said, "Okay, James." They stated that when I first started in the company, Birds of Fury, and then again in the Scythian Griffins, 2 times this happened. They came to me and they said, "James, we've looked at your resume. What do you want to do?" We don't know what to do.
Was it after?
What do you do?
After the change of the command?
Before and after.
Before and after.
And so, the second time they asked me that, I said, well, I think that one of the biggest concerns that we have that I can probably help with based on my background is to do something as a backup to Starlink.
What's a backup to Starlink? Setting them up, configuring them?
No.
What's that?
So what happens if tomorrow Elon Musk takes too much ketamine and turns off Starlink?
So backup like an alternative.
An alternative to Starlink, yes.
That's very interesting. So did you launch the satellites in the sky already?
Well, okay, let's just say
what model of the rocket did you use?
I can't go into technical details about what we did, but I had already written a proposal about this all the way back in 2022, and we used existing technology. A lot of the stuff I was able to even buy on OLX.
OLX, guys, is our market, for the used stuff, but also new stuff.
It's the equivalent to Craigslist in America.
Craigslist, that's how you call it.
Craigslist is the original of what OLX is the copy.
I heard about Craigslist in the early 2000s.
Yeah, dude, it's been around since 1995 or something, man. Yeah.
That's I was about to promote the raffle item, but a second before that, I got the first donation.
Nice.
$20 from Kathy S. Tickets, please. Thank you very much, Kathy, for your donation.
Dude, let's check it out.
So, man, this is a coin of the 26th Artillery Brigade.
That's rocking.
And they have the Crab self-propelled howitzer on the back because they have them in their disposal.
Yeah. Ultima ratio. Or is it ratio? Ultima ratio?
Ratio, probably, because it's Latin, right?
Yeah, ratio regis.
How many people are watching us? 36? Is it bugged on your side too? Because I think it should be more at the moment. No,
it might be outdated.
Yeah, 71.
Oh, 71, nice.
So you also have this bug. Interesting. You need to kind of go back to my channel. Maybe, here it was. You see already, and open it again.
Oh yeah,
and
there
it
it
will
is.
show. Guys, I'm not the only one with this bug.
Yeah.
So it seems like
that's pretty
James
interesting. Now you only say 71, and mine said 72.
So here's the beautiful coin of the 26th Artillery Brigade, given to the supporters of the brigade, and this community are the supporters. We provided them with 2 NAFA trucks.
Nice.
Thank you guys for that support. So on the other side, it has the howitzer, a propelled one, which is made in Poland, and this one is called Crab. So Ultima Ratio is their motto, but I don't know what Regis means.
Regis means like king.
King?
Or ruler.
Basically. Yes. Ultima Ratio is the last resort of a king. So yeah, it was something in history.
Some Latin phrase.
We actually have the video that explains their logo, their motto, all of this.
That's
so
cool.
guys, it's on the second channel. Go check it out. The second channel is called Rollin' with Rick. We post clips there.
Wait, do you have another channel?
I have the second channel.
Rolling with Rick?
Rolling with Rick.
Oh.
You need to subscribe
I
because
totally do.
We need to reach 1,000 subscribers at some point.
Obviously.
So guys, on that channel, our amazing moderators, Nikki Hill and Andreas Lach, are posting the videos from my streams, like making clips.
That's great.
And not only that, but yeah, they are doing a great job. So go check out that channel if you haven't yet.
That's a good name too.
Yeah, we're rolling together to our victory. So this coin, guys, one ticket for the coin is $10. You can buy as many tickets as you want. And I want to ask you to donate right now to my PayPal. That is in the description of this stream. The first one, the first link in the description is that. So look at this beautiful coin, and the size of it is pretty big. Also, look at the size. It's almost as big as my nose, and my nose is big. Like it's long. It can cover my nose, guys, completely. So a big, powerful coin. Let's get to, I don't know, maybe to not stress you too much, because we already had the stream, the coffee shop stream yesterday here with Devin, and we raised $500 yesterday.
Cool.
So to not stress you too much, guys, let's set a goal of 300, and who knows if we reach that fast. I won't have to push you all the way to no, I will push you then to 500. If not, I won't. If it's going to be hard, I won't. But please buy tickets. Thank you, guys. Pat Chellen, thank you very much for 10 gifted memberships. Mr. Kaplan, thank you very much for 10 gifted memberships. And they still work. That's great. Okay, someone was tagging me. Tuna. A question from Mopsy's Gun. No, it's not a question. It's a statement. James is a man and a soldat. The best to the brightest, he sold that. When he sings, it's always a belter, and his military designation is Delta.
You know, how did you know that when I sing, I'm a belter? Because
what's a belter?
It's someone who sings really loudly. And
you laugh really loudly.
I'm very loud.
No, you should take it as a compliment, okay? Because you're getting less loud when you sing. I'm really loud.
I'm really loud.
So you kind of ashamed of it or something?
No,
were you bullied?
It comes it comes in quite useful. It has come in quite useful on the battlefield, for example, but also as a teacher. And I've never really, I guess I was in a band a couple of times, but when I do sing, I don't usually need a microphone. Like, I haven't sung in any stadiums yet, but certainly if anything smaller than a large cathedral, I don't need a microphone at all. So I am a belter, for sure.
That's a belter here, guys. British artillery colors are blue and red. But it's logical. They have blue and red on their flag. We don't have any green on our flag or red, but damn, these colors are coming from... I forgot. I need to watch that video again, guys. Yeah. My memory is not the best. But anyway, we did not have any donations after I made an advertisement of this beautiful coin, so please send some. Look at this. Look at this shiny reflections.
That's very cool. That's very cool. So, no, I feel you about being a little bit low energy because I blame Dr. Greg for this because I stayed over at his house the last 2 nights while I'm in the middle of going through registering for the Army for my new unit, and Dr. Greg is well, I can't tell you what sort of technical equipment he has, but in his kitchen he has this basically just a wall of Diet Coke and Monster drinks. It's literally like he stocks up on it.
So
he can just stay in the house.
And they're full, not empty.
Well, he has one wall of empty ones and one wall of full ones. I'm not sure. But so he was like, yeah, drink as much Coca-Cola and Coke Zero. It's all Coke Zero, and
so
Monster
no
drinks.
Sugar. Okay.
Yeah, and I've tried to cut back, just like I've tried to cut back on alcohol. I've tried to cut back on my caffeine. But yesterday, I think I just didn't realize how much I was drinking of Coca-Cola. I drank I think 2.5 liters. And yeah, I know. And I did a live stream with Jonathan Pierce, so ATP Geopolitics, and I was just drinking Coca-Cola and non-alcoholic Guinness the whole time. And I didn't realize how much I was drinking. And then I don't think I went to sleep until about 2:30 in the morning. And then I had to be up early to go through the medical exam for the military. So that's why now I've had a cappuccino and a double pot of tea.
Man, we have so many cool questions and comments here in the chat. Let me begin with Mr. Kaplan, who is from Finland. He says, I served as conscript in Finnish army for 8 months in 1980 in an artillery signal group. Oh, sure. What does the signal group do?
They use signal chat for their. No, I'm kidding. Just
and then they invite a journalist there, right? Okay, but yeah, Mr. Kaplan, really interested in what you were doing in the signal group. What is your task? Next, cool question. What tank is on that coin? It's not a tank. It's a self-propelled howitzer, artillery howitzer, 155 millimeters, crab howitzer, which is made in Poland.
Oh, it's Poland?
I think it's Poland. Polish crab. It sounded like Polish crap. No, crab.
Crab.
It's crab.
The crab howitzer.
With B, yeah. So crab howitzer is that one. You can get this one. I mean, you cannot get this one for $10, but you can get a chance to win it for $10 and you can get as many chances as you want because there's no limit. We have
very cool.
We have one of the rollers who bought 500 chances. He donated $5,000 and bought 500 tickets for this one. So there's a lot. Well, we have 2 more donations. $10 from Suzanne.
Thank you, Suzanne.
Thank you, Suzanne. And $20 from Nikki Hill. Tickets to rollers. Okay. Suzanne, let me know if you want a ticket. Please let me know in the chat.
I haven't said this, Rick, because I've just been so busy. I think Fragden Shizo was talking about how he's losing track of how many live streams he missed. ATP Geopolitics with me yesterday, so I don't always catch your live streams, but I'm always impressed when I see your posts to see how much you've raised for different units on a weekly basis. It blows me away. I think it's really awesome, dude.
Thanks, man. It's my work definitely because.
So important.
I'm the leader of this community, but this community is doing as much as I do. They're working as much as I do. Mm-hmm. So thank you guys. I know that a lot of them work in some extra hours to be able to donate.
Dude, I'm serious,
monthly or weekly.
Belle Ogilvy is telling me, I'm going to work some extra hours at the bar.
Oh yeah, so basically the same.
Yeah,
as I say.
And you guys, it makes such a huge difference. Every little drop in the bucket makes a full bucket,
Awesome question, not question, but a statement from a person. Where is it? Oh my God, I missed so many messages. Johnny Nedregard, thank you for that super chat. It says, Rollers, hello, Rollers, Slava Ukraini, Heroям Slava. Let me finish. Yeah. I need to get to that message. Oh my God.
Before you forget where it was, I feel you.
I mean, there was a person who is new to the channel. Maybe it was deleted. I'm not sure.
Sometimes these things.
It was deleted.
Who inspired you the most?
Wait, why you deleted that? It says liked and subbed. Who inspired you the most as true American hero? Maybe it's a troll question because Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King, or
Mayor Ted Bundy? Okay, well,
so it's a troll question.
That's interesting because so Ted Bundy was a serial killer.
Wait, yes, that's a troll question. This is why it was deleted. Yeah. Guys, sorry, I'm not gonna read the troll questions anymore because I know my moderators are perfectly capable of
filtering these things out.
Filtering. So sorry guys. I was just seeing
Yeah, I don't, I mean, I appreciate a lot of people have offered to moderate for me. I don't, of course, I don't really stream.
Super Susie, so that's Suzanne. Now I know. Thank you. She says, cool. Yes, tickets please. Awesome, thank you.
Thank
you. Super Susie, now I finally know that it's you. Riggs Gaming was saying, thanks, was just wondering about the tank, which is not a tank but a howitzer. MacPigeon, there are lots of racists today. Yeah, basically, there are different types of categories of trolls, like sex trolls, then, usually they are just trying to be offensive. Then there are racist trolls, of course, Russian trolls. Who else do we have?
Well, they're all Russian trolls. They're all trying to... They may not be spouting Russian propaganda, but their purpose is to disrupt the conversation. In my streams, of course, I don't have as many viewers as you do typically, but I always get at least one troll generally, and I'd never delete them because, at least not till the end. I like to crush them first and make them look like idiots, and then I will delete them. It's
I like to do it sometimes, but sometimes it's just like I'm spending the valuable time on them while I can be talking to my guests.
And that's their job. That's their intention, is to do that.
Yep. Trolls are weak, Nick Riley says. Exactly. They exist says, some trolls today still searching for relevance on Earth because they give up in bitterness. It's just like... And, these days we have a lot of AI trolls also. So it shouldn't be necessarily people, guys. They could be programmed to do that shit. They might not be even humans. So, Nick C.
Troll's gonna troll.
Oh, you see another troll that just says kiss. That's it. Kiss. Implying us to kiss probably or something like that.
Oh, yeah, interesting.
That shit. So that's the...
How about I kiss your mom, Nixie?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think your mom will be refused.
Yeah, no, she said she liked it last night.
Sometimes the mods are so good, I miss a chance to vent my spleen.
That's what I mean.
Wizard of Ooze says.
I like to troll the trolls. So.
Oh, that's a good one. But mods are faster. Yeah, exactly. I want to do it, but mods are faster. Donna Kayub says. Okay, guys. I love that we have the chance to chat today. I'm pretty focused on that. I'm pretty focused on the chat today. That's good. This is why I'm not letting James speak much. Sorry, James.
It's cool because, like I said, there's too much blood in my caffeine stream right now. So if I do speak too much, it'll just be a lot of and we don't have an editor who can work that fast, I don't think.
Cass says, I'm seeing more and more crappy automated trolls slinging nonsense. Yeah, that shit. They're just trying to spam, and try to make your messages invisible in the tons of that
It's a sign of our success, however. Take it as a badge of honor.
High five.
Yeah, thank you, trolls, for letting us know we're doing a good job.
Another troll.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's not waste our time on that.
Exactly.
Guys, ask James questions, please.
I will answer anything that I can, and if there's something I can't answer, I'll,
James,
let you know.
There's one from me. What was? But I probably expect for a quick answer.
No.
What?
Not from me. I can't guarantee anything.
What is the?
My favorite color?
No.
Blue. No, red. Sorry, I had
I think it's black, obviously.
Yeah.
He's a goth, guys. He bought
we should,
boots.
Okay.
Yeah, we gotta show
I'm super happy about this. Oh my god, you guys. Since I came to Europe, I left my goth boots in America, and I haven't been able to, because I have like size 12, 13 shoes, and I guess people just don't have that foot size here anywhere in Europe. I'm touring all over Germany, couldn't find shoes in my size that were like real goth boots. And finally, I found a freaking shop online.
You probably need to untie them now.
Oh, no, I'm just going to do like this. Check it out, baby. Oh, yeah. My physiotherapist has me do this exercise like 3 days a week. So
I walked into this place and I asked him, what size is that, 52?
47 in European units.
European. So they usually Yeah, you Americans use different system. What is it in American standard? Like 15.
Well, okay, so I wear a size 12 shoe.
Size 12. Okay. Did you hear me? I said 15 is like 15.
So I wear a size. Here's the thing. So I wear a size 12 shoe. There are 12 inches in a foot. My foot, size 12, is exactly 12 inches long. Right. So it's really easy for me to remember my foot size. My foot is a foot.
Can James give us any info on his new position, or is it too early yet? I think it's too early.
Too early, yeah. I won't know exactly. I mean,
can we at least hint what unit you'll join?
Let's just say it's a corps.
You won't be surprised.
I won't be surprised. There you go. Yeah. It's larger than the battalion. Let's put it that way.
Okay. So. But you already said a corps. We have multiple new corps. But anyway, let's not focus on that to not give any more information.
There you go.
We have a reply from Mr. Kaplan, actually. Signal group grades phone lines from artillery commander post to fire batteries, etc., where the howitzers cannons are, so they get to know coordinates where to shoot. Nowadays they use radios. But wire is still used.
But okay, so I actually knew that. I mean, I just wanted to give you the opportunity to explain it because I felt like you could explain it better than I did.
It's also a great way to engage with people in the chat instead of us.
So I made a joke about it, but I knew what you meant immediately when you said it. But thank you for explaining that. It's very similar to the work that I did in the Scythian Griffins. Actually, you could consider. I worked in intelligence. Yes, I worked in drones, but I also worked effectively with the signal. Not with radios per se. I can't go into more detail, but yeah. So I knew exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, nice.
There's a funny question from Cass. Can James give his insight on Operation Spiderweb?
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Did you see the video today?
No, today there's another one.
Yeah, they posted. The SBU themselves posted this. Man, 5 minutes of striking each one of 41 of them.
Wow.
It's just, let me show it to you.
Fucking awesome.
It is fucking awesome. You see those, okay, so, did I?
So I actually cast it to answer your question.
I didn't send it here. What the?
Oh, Technology United for Ukraine is in the group. Oh my gosh. So Technology United for Ukraine just posted here. Thank you for the fiber drones, brother. They are headed to the unit today. So I don't know if you guys remember, but
how does they use that font, I wonder?
That is my font on my phone.
Wow.
It's the font from the original Diablo game.
Oh my god.
Yeah, from like 1995. And
so man, sorry to interrupt you, but this video, so look, 442. So
dude.
Not just what we've seen there, but look, they're striking these. They're striking N24. How does that one called? That is, I think, 222. Yes, they're showing how they're striking 222 too. And A50
with their stupid tires on them.
And A50, man. Here, there is A50 somewhere. Give me a second. Yeah, there it is. Look, they're striking the A52. 50.
Oh my! I knew that we saw like really blurry photo of a damaged A50. It's interesting. Yeah. So I was on a live stream with.
They basically reported on everything that was not confirmed with the satellite images because it was only like 12 planes confirmed with satellite images.
But then later on,
they're really showing a lot of shit burning. So guys, if you missed that video, it's all over the internet. Any pro-Ukrainian channel definitely made a video about this one today already, so no need to show it here much. We do what? I wanted to ask you guys to keep donating because we got only $50 for now. We need to get at least to 300, and this beautiful coin of 26 Artillery Brigade is. By the way, it has some mark here, the black one. Yeah, you can see it properly today. Wow. You can see that mark. I don't know what's that, but this one shows the howitzer on the other side, has the howitzer on the other side. Come on, guys. You can buy the tickets with your donations to this one. One ticket is $10. You can buy as many of them as you want. Please buy some of them. I mean, send some donations.
So, just to take a step back to a couple of questions or messages in the chat. So, I was going to say, so Technology United from Ukraine said, "Thank you for the fiber drones, brother. They are headed to the unit today." So, I started a fundraiser way back in maybe January or February to purchase equipment to put together fiber drones for units. This is in conjunction with Technology United for Ukraine. And
so you were assembling the FPV drones yourself, right?
I was assembling FPV drones.
Oh, sorry, fiber optics. I wanted to ask.
No. I was not working with fiber optics. We did have them in my unit, but I was mainly just on the wireless, FPVs.
Yeah, the classical analog signal.
Raising money on whyukraine.com. And I still actually have a link if anybody would like to donate towards fiber optic drones for that. But the point is that we raised enough money for fiber drones and a base station, and those are being sent out to the units that needed them today. So that was in conjunction with Technology United for Ukraine. I sent them the money, and that's going out. And there actually might be a little bit more money in there. I've been so busy since I came back, I haven't had time to do a full accounting of how much the donations were for that thing.
Okay, so Technology United for Ukraine,
yes,
they are assembling those drones, right?
Correct, yes. In conjunction with a group here in Kyiv, where they basically supply the parts, and then they're assembled here in Kyiv and then sent to, I think originally the unit was in Kursk, but I think they might be in Belgorod. I don't remember.
Okay, our legend Robert Jonasar says that he donated to the base. Do you know the base platform?
That's part of Monobank, right?
Yeah, it's a subscription platform like Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee. People can send one-time donations there. That's cool. It's only 3%.
Oh, really?
Yeah, fee there.
That's rocking. And it works with American cards and banks and stuff?
Yeah.
That's badass.
Not with all Americans.
Not with all of them, yeah.
But it's getting better because, for example, this family of Silver Earth and Dark Oblation, they could not subscribe to the base for a long time, but now they subscribe.
That's cool.
So in time, it is progressing.
Yeah,
in
like I've said often, Ukrainian banks are way ahead technologically from American banks. The American banks are in the Stone Age. So
exactly. Hi, everyone who's joining the chat. Don't forget to like the stream, please. I see some new people come in and even stay in here. Yeah, just give me a second. Jenny Dupont, you're probably not new because you already have a membership. Who else do we have here? We had a person who was asking, who's saying that they're new to the stream. It's Divine Intervention 37. Sorry, new here, but I think that person is not in the chat anymore. If you're still in the chat, let us know.
And by the way, I just want to mention that Mopsagoni, I am reading all of your poetry, and it's freaking awesome. If I were not as white as I am, I would totally rap that shit with beatboxing and stuff. Totally. I would totally do that.
Okay, so there's more poetry here.
Yeah, it's rocking stuff, man. I'm liking it.
Let me read this one. There once was an engineer called James. He shoots down Russian drones in flames. He beats the Russians at their own games and flogs them back to Russia with shame. Not bad. Man, I really like it.
I would like to say, actually, one of the first where I did the installation of when they replaced Starlink.
Is it replaced Starlink or replace?
I just call it the Replace Starlink project.
So basically, it's like a call. Replace Starlink.
Yeah, replace Starlink. Yeah, it's just easy to say it that way. But we did actually, in the past tense, we replaced Starlink. But one of the positions was actually a drone interceptor position. So they are starting to do this in Ukraine. You can take down a Shahed even. With just an FPV drone.
Lancet, Orlan, Supercam, Maryland, any of them.
Take away their eyes, and they can't. There's a lot they can't do. Professor Oak asks, what kind of connector holds the fiber in the drone? A standard LCSC connector? Yes, or ST. It depends on the media model. And to be honest with you, Professor Oak, Technology United for Ukraine and the engineers in that might be the better person to ask on specific models, because like I said, it's just about what kind of a media converter you're using. Usually standard LCSC though. Yeah. Sorry to get technical on you guys.
So I went to the base and forgot to mention the donation. It's 5,000 hryvnias, so it's like $120. Medallion raffle tickets for rollers. So 12 tickets for you. And guys, please donate to the PayPal too. We need to reach at least $300 there. Come on, we can do that. The medallion is amazing. I'm not even pushing to 500 today. We're chilling today, but I'm sure we're gonna get there. It's still like 1.5 hours for us to stream, so plenty of time.
I might get up and get another cappuccino here in a minute, because like I said, too much blood in my caffeine stream. You know, they exist asked, if people harvest old fiber, can they string it between their houses and make private comms? Unfortunately, no. The fiber just gets too damaged because it's that exposed bare fiber. It's not really meant to last very long, and the process of collecting it would really... I scrolled way up to find these, by the way.
So it's a font only on your phone?
Yeah. I downloaded a special Diablo font on my phone, and it drives people crazy when they try to... Or like if I do a screenshot from my phone and send it to someone, they're like, oh my god, my eyes are bleeding. Why are you making me read this font?
How do you read this shit?
It's a security feature on my phone, right?
Cool.
You can't, but anyway,
it's a good idea.
But you know, they exist here in Ukraine. Practically every little freaking village, like in my little village in the middle of nowhere in Ukraine, I have like 5 gigabit fiber optic providers available on my street at the very edge of town. So there's already enough fiber infrastructure in Ukraine, and that is one of the things that I was able to take advantage of in setting up the Replace Starlink project, actually, and it's something that the Russians really don't have.
So
the fiber backbone and the how do you say, redundant fiber infrastructure that Ukraine has is so good that using it. Here's the problem with Starlink. Starlink operates on certain frequencies. Okay, and I'm not going to say what frequencies those are, but there are other systems that also operate on those frequencies. I'm not going to say what those systems are, but if those two are trying to operate in the same area at the same time, that effectively switches off Starlink. Okay, it's like electronic warfare, except it can be done by your own side or the other side, right? Any signal interference is effectively electronic warfare. So even if you know the monkey see and monkey do, the orange one, and who's the other guy, Elon Musk, with a capital K, Elon Musk, because ketamine, right?
Fentanyl.
Sorry, even if they don't shut off Starlink, for those situations when Starlink isn't working, it's good to have a backup. Plus, my solution was 6 times faster.
The frequency and other users are public domain. No need to not talk about them. Shake my head.
Well, maybe to you, but not everybody needs to know. Let's put it that way. You know, let's put it this way: the frequency of Starlink is public domain, but the frequency of other systems that operate on the Starlink frequencies is not. So.
I saw a video of a soldier walking through a field with masses of fiber lines dragging around his feet. Yeah, I think on the hottest spots of the front line right now, it's all in those fiber optics.
Some parts of it, some parts. Not on all parts, but a lot of it. Cheryl asked, were fiber optic drones used in the Operation Spiderweb? I do not think so, based on what I saw. So I did an analysis with ATP Geopolitics yesterday. A little bit of speculation, but just based on my knowledge of how these systems work, and also my knowledge of wide area computer networking, wireless computer networking. No, I don't think they use fiber optic drones.
Yeah, they used 4G, I guess.
Yeah, they use the existing. They use the existing.
Plus some AI.
Yeah, I think
they reported about this.
Yeah,
today.
I think they did. I think they did.
Said.
But I think also, the video that we're seeing it clearly says armed with pilot. So
Yeah. Basically, how SBU reported on it today, they said that they used that. Oh my God, how's that called? I already forgot. The technology when you lock on the target and the drone automatically machine vision.
Yeah, sure.
So they used machine vision a bit, and operator was engaged, of course. But the thing is, when they were losing connection with the drone, the machine vision turned on and basically just approached the target, and also by coordinates. Not all, like so. Many things were used. Pretty advanced drones.
So I'm gonna run and get another cappuccino.
Of course.
I'll be right back, guys.
Hey, Stefan Nemo, thank you for 10 Canadian dollar super chat. Great guest today, Rick.
Very cool.
Yeah, like this guy. The audacity of these guys to encourage prolonging trolls. Okay. So guys, we stuck with our donations to PayPal. The last one was received 25 minutes ago. For 25 minutes ago, no one wanted to buy the tickets for this beautiful coin that has a crab howitzer on it, and on the other side, the coat of arms of the 26th Artillery Brigade, which is a cool one. So I really encourage you to buy some tickets. Those of you who did not buy it yesterday, or maybe have the means to buy some of them today. So, okie doke, guys. Wow, beautiful coin. Hello, Parasolo. Where are you from? I noticed that beer emojis there. Not a drinker myself. I'm not drinking at all. Just don't like the condition of being drunk. Audacity to stand up for freedom. Sitting in a coffee shop to encourage open discussion to flow freely. Thank you, Wizard of Ooze. That's a great correction of that. Good time. I know this guy, but I don't remember from where do I know you. Вітаю.
Стрім якраз, да, я бачу.
Так.
Сільпо резко було.
Точно! Я думаю, знайомо обличчя. І ви також.
Welcome to the live stream.
Да, ми якраз. Круто, дякую.
You guys want to say hello to America?
Yeah.
Hello
come
to
behind us.
America. There we go.
America, please support Ukraine, please make donations and have a good luck, have a good day, have a good evening, have a good and beautiful life.
Thank
Respect.
you. Thank
For,
you.
good people from America.
Can you tell us your name? I mean, to all the people?
My name is Nikita.
Yeah, Nikita is...
Nice to meet you.
Nikita, where are you from? From Kyiv? Or?
Yes, I'm from Kyiv. I was born here.
Do you also want to join us? Not really?
We have
Maybe
Nikita
in
and
English some translations a little bit.
Okay, so guys, it's just, Nikita was passing by and noticed
And
me.
I saw
A familiar face?
familiar face, yes. And,
That's so cool. I like it.
and I think to say hi to...
If you came over here, I think we'd get more donations.
Well, she's shy. It is obviously. Але ми можемо українською.
We have Nikita and LaFemme. So.
Yeah, so once again, what's your name?
Tanya.
Tanya. Nice to meet you, Tanya.
Щоб донати.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, she's shy. I don't think we need to stress Tanya more. So
But
yeah.
you can just stand behind Rick and make him look good, or maybe make him look ugly. I'm not sure which.
But we usually don't do it here. We usually engage in conversations and pay respect to our interlocutors. And I just got a donation, $50 from Brian R. Raffle tickets, 3 for me and 2 for rollers. Thanks for another great stream, Rick. How is the morale in Ukraine after the spiderweb attack and also the attack on the Kerch Bridge? How is your morale?
Morale is very good. It's a good news. We're always waiting for good news like this, and we like it so
Yep.
much.
It's it lifted my spirit too. It was like a great time. And як операція зі стратегічною цьому авіацією в Росії підняла моральний дух трошки?
Це було потужно.
This was powerful, Tatiana says. It's really cool. Donate, Cheryl says. Yes, guys, donate more. We need to raise more.
I wish to see more news like this more often, and you should. I think you should support and help.
So we can do more. To be honest, honestly, because the more, the thing about it is our United States government has been falling off and not living up to the promises that were made clearly, and in many respects, it's through personal donations that people have been making that has been keeping Ukraine afloat, and it's international especially.
So, guys, I need to show you this. We are raffling this week. Розіграємо цього тижня цю монету від 26-ї бригади from the 26th Artillery Brigade. We provided them with 2 trucks. Ми їх забезпечили 2 пікапами, і вони нам дали цю монету пам'ятну. Це польська, як вона, самохідна гаубиця, називається «Краб». Вона у них є на озброєнні, тому вони її також помістили на монету. So guys, basically I explained in Ukrainian what we have on the raffle this week. Один квиточок $10. Люди можуть купувати скільки завгодно квиточків. Вже сьогодні надонатили $100 на PayPal і 120 на базу, так що нормально йдемо. Хоча треба краще. Guys, we need to do more. We are on $100 on PayPal right now, but the goal is at least 300. Мета на сьогодні на PayPal хоча б $300.
Результати за сьогодні вже, так?
Ні, це буде аж в неділю. Ми розіграємо в неділю на стрімі. Good morning.
You have enough time to join this.
Yeah, we need to give you to get the mic closer to your mouth. So say it again.
Guys, I think you have enough time to join this
raffle.
Sure.
Yeah. I also did not know that word until I started doing this.
Yeah. So it's different. It's not the same as a lottery, right? So in a lottery, you win money, right? In a raffle, you give money and you win a prize.
Yeah, you win some item. So guys, I thank you for joining us. I don't like to keep you here for too long because you were...
Have fun with your date. I hope you guys have a great time.
Yep. Have a great time. It was really good to see you. Let me shake your hand once again and yours.
And everybody in the chat is saying hello from America to both of you. So
yeah, look.
Also, thank you. Thanks, America.
Yeah. By the way, James is serving in Ukrainian army for half a year now.
Yeah.
So James служить в нашій армії, так що він ще й we can also thank him for his service.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, James, thank you for your service.
Budlaska. Well, it's been fun. I've actually had a great time. Really have enjoyed myself. I'm living my best life here in Ukraine, I can tell you.
You're living your best life.
Thank you.
Stay healthy, stay strong, and
Thank you.
Yeah.
And we are grateful. And we're saying goodbye and continue our walk.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. It was really cool that you joined us for a bit.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Keep being
See you
awesome.
around once again. Yeah. Вам також.
Ще побачимось.
А вже ж. Wow, that's a small world,
nice.
guys. I know this guy, Makita from... Yeah, James, you need to get closer to me.
Oh.
You're out of the shot. You're getting
there we go.
out of the shot. Yeah, I know him. Just he was working in one... how can we call it? Like a diner, where I was coming like once a week, and he was a really good bartender there, and the waiter, always very communicative and charming. So we were just talking at some point, and he asked me what I do. I told him, so he was passing by like,
and he gets to see you in action.
It's pretty cool.
So he knows it's for real.
Yeah.
Next time you go in there, he'll probably introduce you to everybody like, this is this guy. He does all this raising money stuff.
By the way, Tatiana was also working there with him. So I really hope that they found each other there, and they already maybe have some relationship.
Well, nice looking couple.
Yeah, I agree. So guys, I'm grateful for all the donations you've sent today, but it's only 4 of them to PayPal today. Usually we have like by the end of the stream like 11 or 14. So there's still a way to go, and 1 hour and 20 minutes to do that. Let's raise at least $200 more. I understand that I asked lately. I ask for it every day, sometimes couple of times a day. But next week, I promise you, I'm not gonna be streaming that much.
Oh.
This week, I'm streaming 6 times.
Oh, Jesus. Good God.
So I am on my 3rd stream
Yeah.
this week, so halfway there. And imagine how exhausted the wallets of some of the rollers.
I was saying earlier, man, I sometimes wonder if you sleep at all.
I do
Because,
sleep.
Like,
I actually am caring about my work,
You've got to.
work-life balance
You've
lately
gotta
more.
do it.
And for the last 3 or 4 weeks, I've been doing mostly 4 streams a week. I'm not pushing that hard.
That's good.
But that allowed me to do another work, which is dubbing the interviews.
Sure, I love those. I actually probably watch those more than anything else because a lot of times the only time I have to actually quote unquote watch YouTube is I have my phone in my pants and my earbuds in or whatever, and then I'm walking around somewhere doing something else, participating in some of their activities, and so I really enjoy listening to those the overdubs.
And it's really cool that you can just listen to it. You
Yep.
don't need to watch them.
I mean, I like subtitles. I like movies with subtitles and stuff, but I just don't have time.
Yes, exactly. I also don't have time. This
Yeah.
is why I usually don't watch the videos where you really need to watch stuff.
Yeah.
I focus mostly on those interviews with the prisoners of war,
Right.
on Sternenko's videos. By the way, do you watch Sternenko?
I don't because I haven't been able to find him dubbed into English.
Oh yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, and my
I just realized
Ukrainian is
that-
not quite
that-
good enough yet.
That he is still not influent in Ukraine.
I'm not quite there yet. I wish I could though, because I hear all these things, like even like Greg Terry is like, "Oh, Sternenko said blah blah blah," and I'm like, "Damn, I wish I could get that good." I'm still like a 5-year-old,
Subtitles
3-year-old
are
child.
pretty good in Sternenko's videos because he's how do you call that? Diction
Uh-huh.
is very good, and the automatic subtitles are almost 100% accurate. Of
Oh,
course,
speaking of Greg Terry is in our chat right now. Hey,
Hi,
Greg,
Greg.
what's going on?
hello, Greg.
Hey.
Greetings, fellas. I like the. By the way, guys, I noticed that Robert Jonassar gifted 10 memberships. Thank you very much,
Thank you,
Robert.
Robert.
And it's stuck. Don't buy gifted memberships anymore. Buy super chats instead if you wanted to support my work. That's one of the ways. The other way is subscribe to my base, Donatello, or Patreon, any of those. And yeah, we have Elegant Mass also joining us. Hello, Elegant Mass. How you doing? Elegant Mass is also an engineer in drones.
Yeah, I
he's
think I've
working
spoken
here
to
in
him.
Ukraine.
Yep.
So yeah, we have a lot of people who build
That's very
drones
cool.
themselves.
Always need more. Can't get
Yeah,
enough.
yeah, exactly.
That's for sure.
And we need more pilots because Russians are also killing some of our pilots. They're injuring some of our
Yeah,
pilots.
it's really sad.
And-
My last day in my battalion, it's the first death in my battalion that I'm
Shit.
aware of, at least, since I was
Sorry
there.
to hear that. Did you, in this half a year, did you lose some of your brothers in arms who you worked directly with?
There's one thing I'll say. I earlier in the stream I was talking about some of the kind of problems I had or other people had with problems within the battalion and whatnot. But one thing I will say is that everybody cared about each other a lot and valued human life.
That's really
and
good.
when someone got injured, or whether through drones or the one time we had a training accident, it was a big deal, and like the whole freaking headquarters was like down in the dumps, just angry with themselves and each other, and like, oh, I can't believe. And it's like, you were like 30 kilometers away. Why are you upset about this? But it's because they really care about each other.
Yeah, it's their people, and that's good. That's good to hear that the commanders in this unit are like this, because we have different examples of commanders, and not all of them value the lives of the soldiers.
Exactly.
That's a big problem, but
and they were always really careful about. And by the way, the gamified drone thing with Brave One, the Brave One marketplace, where if your unit is killing more Russians, basically, you can use the points to get your unit more drones.
Yebali?
Yeah. What's it called?
It is called Yebali. Bali is like points in Ukrainian.
Okay.
Bali.
Okay.
So, like, when they vote, they say like 5 points.
Yeah.
And we say 5 балів.
Okay.
But they called it Bali.
Okay.
And you know that there's a swearing word Yebalo, which like a fucking face.
Really?
Yeah, so they call it this way.
That's funny.
Which is not a very well. It's a clever play of words, not really. But
It makes perfect sense for wartime.
Yes, exactly.
Yabali Ruski. Talk.
Yes, exactly. So they basically are acquiring Yebali, the fucking faces,
Yebalo,
but actually fucking points.
Right.
Like
That's a very clever play on words. Anyway, so for a while, I haven't checked the scoreboard recently, but for a while, like when I left, Scythian Griffins was like 15th on the leaderboard. Wow. For a small, just a battalion level group, that's really pretty awesome. So.
Okay, Bina says, Rick, Bradley will soon be up and running again. I'm getting my own PayPal to be able to keep an eye on it. Bina, I think your Bradley is active and you should not worry on it. I checked yesterday, I thought you're still a Javelin and I see it cancelled, but then I went to the Bradley level and I see that you're subscribed.
Who was saying that?
It's all,
Who said that?
Bina.
Okay, I saw that just Jimmy was talking about his like PayPal security blocking my payments to Ukraine, even though my bank has authorized payments. Yeah, dude.
Oh yeah, this is why lately just Jimmy donating to the base.
Yeah,
he is donating to the base.
Yeah.
Guys, please, if you have the means, donate to the PayPal. Last donation there was, okay, let me see, 13 minutes ago. We are raffling this beautiful coin this week. This is the 26th Artillery Brigade, sign of appreciation to this community, and now it's going to become the, collectioner's item of one of you. They have a Crab self-propelled howitzer on the other side, since they have it in their, can you say in their disposal? Is the right way to
at their disposal.
At their disposal. So basically, they are using it. They have it under their command, right? Something like that.
In their disposal would mean actually down your sink. Like so when you're washing dishes and the water goes down your sink. Normally in America we have a little machine in there that grinds up all the stuff. We call that your disposal. So at your disposal is different from that.
Yeah. Okay. Beautiful coin, yes, Bina.
Oh.
So don't miss the chance to buy some tickets for it, huh?
Mapasconi said he just landed a job. That's awesome, Mapasconi.
Good.
As a poet?
Yeah, we're really curious.
Yeah.
Because you can really acquire a job as a poet. Poet doesn't really... they
unfortunately, I have to say,
don't have to be jobless.
I was a poet. Okay, in America,
You were a poet.
when I was in my late teens, early 20s, I wrote tons and not even just bad teenage poetry, but I actually hosted and ran poetry readings through much of my 20s, and I didn't make a damn dime. One thing I will say, this is something that's always really impressed me about Ukraine. Ukraine honors its poets to a degree that America does not in any way, shape, or form. They have Lesya Ukrainka and Taras Shevchenko and a bunch of other ones. Like, poets are important here. If you're a freaking poet, you're somebody important. In America, you're just kind of trash, actually.
Well, basically, we can call the rappers poets too, right?
Fair enough.
So you just have different.
But rappers,
kind of...
I would say, in America are not considered poets by the general society, unfortunately. Which, I would say that there are some rappers who definitely come to the level of poetry without argument. But just in general. The number of museums, streets named after poets. I mean, I know we have a lot of poets, streets named after Maya Angelou or whatever, but in Ukraine, it's on a whole other level. Statues of poets. You're walking down the street, and 50% of the time, you see a statue here in Ukraine, and there's a lot of public art in Ukraine. It's another thing that really impresses me. 50% of the time, you walk past and you're like, who the hell is that guy? Oh, it's a poet, famous poet. He has this whole history, you know.
Do you remember a famous Ukrainian poet? He is, well, basically our, how do you call that? Someone who lives at the same time as you do. How do you call that?
Contemporary.
Contemporary. He's our contemporary who served in Ukrainian army. His call sign was Dali. Maxim Krivtsov.
I have heard the name.
Yes. So his poetry is awesome, and I'm unfortunately not much of a reader. I don't have time for it these days, and poetry was always getting hard to understand with the poetry. But the way I understand the poetry well is through music. And my favorite Ukrainian band, one of the favorite ones, Palindrom. Maybe you heard of them?
I have heard of them. Yeah.
They launched a new album just like a week and a half ago, and in that album there's a song Na Dorogach, which is based on the poem of Maxim Krivtsov.
That's cool.
Man, it's amazing. He's singing like on the roads, there are bodies, there is skin, there are legs and arms, and then he is saying the trenches are being built by Maria, bullets and ammunition being brought by there's a word. Give me a second. Heroims. Do you know that? Heroims?
Heroines?
Heroims?
Like
from
heroine would be like a female who is a hero.
No, not heroine, but heroim we say. It's from
like heroyam?
No, it's from either mythology or from Bible or something. It's like
maybe
there are seraphims and heroines.
Oh, cherubim in English. Cherubim.
Yeah, but and then he says
seraphim and cherubim. Yeah.
Yeah. So cherubims are bringing the ammo, and seraphims are raining down to the forest state, to the tree line. So it's really cool. And
big
then
imagery. Yeah.
I will play that song on Sunday stream, guys, for you.
Good idea. I was going to suggest that.
This is a good one. I was planning to do that. I was listening to the car. So first he's singing it like with a gentle voice, like Patroni nesut, and then in the end he starts screaming it like Patroni. It's really cool. It's a powerful, really powerful poetry, especially being brought through such beautiful music.
If you find that when you next stream or whatever, you find on Facebook, shoot me a link to it, because I'm always looking for new music to use on the background of my shorts.
This is a good one. I'm going to send it to you right now.
Cool. Super cool.
So I really recommend to listen the whole of that album, because almost every song is wow. A lot of them are masterpiece. Okay, while I'm searching, you can read the chat.
Yeah, I'm kind of...
Hey, Mark, thank you for the gifted memberships. It's 5, right?
Yeah.
It is stuck, man, so buy Super Chat instead. You're going to be refunded.
What do you mean it's stuck?
He's going to be refunded.
Well, what do you mean it's stuck, though? I don't understand.
So it is given out to people, right? So let's see. Robert Jones are up there, donated 10 of them, bought 10 of them, right? Yeah. And it started being given. Like you cannot probably see it already.
Oh, and it's not giving them out to people.
Yeah. So basically,
there's been so many memberships bought that they've ran out of memberships to give.
So maybe. Mark will be refunded those 5 memberships.
Oh, I see what you mean.
He can buy a super chat instead. YouTube tells me that I'm the only one who's having this bug.
That is hilarious.
No one reported that.
What
They're
F,
lying
dude?
to me.
Yeah, I can smell 100%. A lie like a fart in a car.
Okay, that's the one I hear for the first time.
Oh yeah,
actually.
Yeah. I collect little idioms like that.
Okay, I found the song. Just need to share it with you. Easy peasy. Where do we communicate? Telegram. Okay. Sent it to you. Okay, guys. So, yeah. Will it be the first stream when we don't reach the minimum goal? I wonder.
Oh no.
We're still on $100 on PayPal. Guys, can we fix that, please? If each and every one of you send just $10, of course, not each of you is, unfortunately, able to send $10. I understand. That's okay.
Well, I will also throw in something cool, because I didn't bring any patches with me today, but when I bought these boots and I picked them up today before I came here on the way here, included in the box was this cool ass sticker from the shop that I bought it from. So this is the, so just to sweeten the pot a little bit, we'll also send you this cool ass sticker. And then you can
I think we'll attach it. Oh my god.
I think you broke the window.
No, I did
I'm
not.
kidding. I'm just messing. So my awesome goth boots that I just got.
He's not raffling them though.
No. But I'm going to wear these in the army, by the way, too. I don't care what they say. If I have to spray paint them multicam, I'll do it. I don't care.
Guys, the coin is intact. I don't think that we even have a scratch.
Yeah, no.
To prove it, I will show you. But I dropped it. Fuck. I dropped it for the first time. Mark Gagnon, thank you very much for $10 super chat, and thank you, Josh, for $2 super sticker. By the way, Josh, why were you messaging in Ukrainian if your name is Josh?
Maybe he's using Google Translate.
Yeah, maybe you're using Google Translate, but who knows? I mean, like, I'm curious. If we're all,
I'm too slow of a reader to.
If we speak English here,
Tolko Neskolko.
Yeah, it's in Russian now, but it's automatically translated because it's not like your mother is from Mykolaiv, but where are you from? And why are you messaging in Russian or in Ukrainian sometimes? Can you translate it to English from whatever language you're speaking? I'm curious.
Yeah.
Dropping it made it more valuable. What? You're trying to read that? Shtoby.
Oh, thank you.
It's Russian. Shtoby. It reads like shtoby, but it's shtoby.
Interesting.
I am not speaking Russian these days. Okay, guys. So
somebody asked earlier about the technology involved in spiderweb, and I was saying earlier that I did an analysis with ATP Geopolitics, and I'll just kind of briefly provide kind of sum up what I said to JP yesterday. So the technology that they're using, and I think spiderweb is an apt name for the project, because ultimately they had to have, you think of the internet as kind of a spider web, right? And they had to have a connection. Let's walk it back from the drone itself, right? So then you have a wireless connection and whatever, gigahertz, the control channel and the video channel. Control channel would be megahertz, the video channel would be gigahertz, going back to the trucks. Somewhere on the truck, there's basically a router, a Wi-Fi router that is then sending that signal through the cellular network, the Russian cellular network. So just like the Russians are using Ukrainian SIM cards in the Giran and sometimes in the Shahids as well, so Ukraine is basically doing the same thing. They're basically effectively a cell phone in a Wi-Fi router and going across the cellular network, so you have all those connections, and then going back to a control system, maybe in Kiev or wherever the command is. So it's a lot of links and a lot of hops, and you can think of that, just talk about like the World Wide Web, right? That's what they're using, is a spider web. What I think is very interesting about this, like Ryan Macbeth and some others have talked about, wow, America needs to wake up because the Chinese or somebody else could pull up a truck to any American airbase and do the same thing. So it's a big wake-up call.
Yep, I really wish USA all the best on the current situation, how they're slacking on the drone technology comparing to Chinese.
Just to kind of give you an idea how sort of out of touch Americans are. My father, and I love my father, he's great and everything, but he messaged me, I think last night. He said, where did Ukraine get the technology to do this thing with the drones and the trucks? I'm like, what do you mean, where did they get it? Like, They got it from their own freaking brains because they're light years ahead of the United States or almost any other, not almost, definitely any other Western country with the use of drones. Now, I would argue that the actual technology that they're using is not the cellular networks and Wi-Fi networks and drones even themselves are not new technology. It's the way that they have integrated that technology, and that takes a lot of coordination, and it shows a level of sophistication that the U.S. is able to have a guy sitting in Chicago somewhere killing some terrorist in Afghanistan with a drone. That's effectively the same technology, that the same kind of technology. Obviously, you're using different ways of making that connection, but the concepts are the same. And so I picture a future, and I hope to be involved in this future, where Ukraine can have dudes sitting. Am I in the wrong? Should I move over like that?
Yeah.
Where Ukraine can have, let's say you work an IT job here in, Kyiv or some city, and you come home 5 o'clock, sit down on your couch, turn on your Xbox, bust out your drone controller, log in, and there's a drone ready for you to go somewhere out on the front line, and you just fly it, and and then you collect points for like actually game of so that even like average everyday common citizens can help in the war effort without actually putting their own bodies on the front line.
Yeah, we basically, with these long distance drones, I think the operators can be anywhere.
They are, potentially. Now, there is a problem with lag, and I think if you go back and look at those videos, in my assessment, what you're looking at where they're adjusting and the camera goes up and then the camera goes down like this, kind of reminds me of when I was first learning to fly drones in like liftoff or something. But what I think that is you're looking at lag. Those of you who play like online games or something, all about, or sometimes if you watch live streams, all about what lag is, and it's the number of milliseconds it takes to transfer that data, because every hop that it has to make between a different device and a different link across the interwebs, as it were, provides a little bit of a slowdown, a few milliseconds, maybe 10 milliseconds. And so there's always going to be a need for FPV pilots who are on or near to the front lines. But for stationary targets like these planes were, you don't have to worry if it's an uncontested airspace, effectively. You don't have to worry as much about lag because you have plenty of time to adjust the angle.
Yep.
And as long as the drone itself has, like DJI has stabilizers or AI can also take over.
And what SBU said, in some cases they were actually using the coordinates of the planes when they were losing signal. So stationary targets are just perfect. It's so easy to work with.
This is what I mean. They were using Arduino and Arduino you can pre-program the route. And so I think they kind of had a belt and suspenders situation. You know that idiom?
No.
Belt and suspenders. So you can wear a belt to hold up your pants, but what if your belt breaks? Suspenders, right? So belt and suspenders, it's redundant. So you have Arduino, you have AI, plus the pilot themselves from wherever their remote location is can be flying that thing. So if one system breaks down, the other one can kind of take over, So anyway.
Cheryl says, oh my God, Cheryl, yesterday my neighborhood association president said, God sent Trump to us from nuclear war to save us
from nuclear war
and bring world peace. His voice crackled and he had tears in his eyes.
Good God.
This big tough guy. Oh, that's
what the hell,
fucked up.
People are just...
We got another $10 donation.
Oh, beautiful.
It's from
Beautiful.
Silver
Thank you
Earth.
so much.
Thank you for everything you do for Ukraine. Hugs, Slava Ukraini, Heroям Slava.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for everything you do for Ukraine.
Yeah, so somebody mentioned...
Thank you for the donation. So we're on... Let me finish.
Sure,
we're on $110, guys. We need 190 more to get to at least 300 today. Come on, we can do it. It's going really hard today. In 1.5 hours, we raised only $110 on PayPal. I think that's one of the hardest ones I had. But I understand. I exhausted you yesterday, so it's okay, guys. But let's get to at least 300. I'm sure that some of you did not donate yet and did not buy the tickets for this beautiful coin of the 26 Artillery Brigade, or a medallion, you can call it this way too. Please send your donations to my PayPal or to the base if you cannot use PayPal, because I see Mama Disco said that she cannot use PayPal. Rick and James, as Russia's bane, spreading the truth of free Ukraine. The power of free speech against the orcs' attempted breach illustrates the strength of good over evil withstood. Nice. So we have another poet here, Kaleidocito. Kaleidocito, where are you from? I'm curious. I saw how after an explosion, someone steered the drone out of harm's way.
Well, yeah, so that's right. And then there was also someone else in the live stream with ATP Geopolitics yesterday reminded me that the big fail-safe flashing on the screen is basically like the AI targeting system saying, no, you're detecting flames. That means this target has already been blown up, so go to the next target. So they actually had multiple waypoints, pretty complex, programming put into that. You have some if-then-else statements somewhere in there.
Okay, 20 more bucks from Wizard of Ooze.
Thank you, Wizard of Ooze.
There was a ratback on the toilet seat when I was there last night. I didn't see him in the dark, but boy, I felt his bite. And now I'm here in hospital, a sad and sorry sight, and I cursed the ratback spider on the toilet seat seat last night.
Wow.
From an Aussie Spider song.
Yeah.
20 bucks. So guys, we're on 130 bucks. 170 left to reach the minimum goal. Let's do it. It's only 300 bucks today. Usually it's 500. So easy peasy for this community. I know you guys. Excellent, said McPigeon. Yeah, I agree. Say overkill in that voice. Say overkill in that voice.
Overkill.
Overkill. Yeah, just give me a second. I'll also try overkill. Okay. By the way, did you know that I can also be the Orange Man?
Oh, no, really?
Yeah.
I can't do it.
I just need to make my voice sound... how do you call this?
Yeah.
How do you call that?
I know it's going to be the best accent ever. Really,
Oh, yeah, I called my buddy Putin yesterday. You know that? He called me a genius once. He called me a genius.
Oh, God.
I'm not good now. I need to listen to him first, and then I'm going to be better. Much better.
What do you think?
Hey, Fuzzy's in the chat.
Oh, hey,
you need
Fuzz.
to meet Fuzzy. He serves in Azov International Battalion.
Very cool.
Mortar team.
Mortar team. I hope I will get to meet him.
Yep.
Yeah.
I also recommend to meet him. Guys, Fuzzy, by the way, messaged me today. He asked for help with a car repair, and I said it's a perfect timing. This week we can take an extra fundraiser. So $1,500 is what we need to help them with, because the car is it's the car that Rollers provided him.
Okay.
Provided him with.
With.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't need the preposition on the end.
Yeah, so provided him.
Yep.
Right? You can say it this way.
Yeah. You can always break the rules in English. It's always nice.
It's been like half a year he was driving it without the repair, but now it is wrecked, guys.
Wow.
He needs to... It's leaking. He needs to repair a front and the back. So, guys, we're helping Fuzzy again. Your donations that you sent today will also be for that car. So there's another encouragement for you to donate. $10 donation from Andreas Lach. Just want to say hi to James. Always good company. From Andreas.
Hey.
Andreas is
Thanks,
also
Andreas.
a fan. So, what I want to say, guys, we're on $140. 160 left to raise on this stream. Let's do it. Okay, what do we have? I said forgiveness comes after repentance and a change in behavior.
Oh, we're talking about her neighborhood association president who came out with that craziness. And the thing is that's MAGA stuff coming out of MAGA churches. So they're hearing about this stuff in their churches on Sunday, and then they're going, and not just that, but also in the MAGA media sphere.
There are already MAGA churches?
Oh my gosh.
So instead of Jesus, they praise the new Savior.
They are ostensibly Christian churches, but they have unfortunately largely disavowed the values that Jesus espoused.
I think at some point they will become the real Gilead. Did you watch The Handmaid's Tale?
Yeah, I read the book.
So
that is.
I'm talking about the Gilead here.
Yeah, it's American Sharia is really where they're going with it. It's a Christian Sharia. Sharia law, like Muslim Sharia law.
Shariat. We call it in Ukrainian Shariat.
Sure.
Yeah, Sharia. Okay, yeah. So basically, at some point, I think maybe in 5 or 10 years, they will proclaim him the new savior. And
well, I hope he doesn't live that long, and I definitely hope that Trump dies a natural death, and everybody just forgets about him. I often think about, like, what are the history books going to say, in 30 years, 50 years, 100 years about this time? And the best we can hope for is that nobody assassinates him, because if somebody does, and
then he'll become a martyr.
He'll be a freaking martyr, and that's the absolute last thing that we need, So
America turning into Russia, Dana Kyiv says. That's what Ukrainians have the right to say, to be honest. Well, okay, guys, I have the great news. I have a photo from Psycho just now. Look at this. They got the net gun already. He's showing me the butts on this photo, the case with the net gun, and the cartridges. So you rollers, already provided Psycho and his guys from Shkval Battalion of the 5th Assault Brigade with the net gun. Thank you so much for that. Look, James, we started providing the units with net guns.
I actually own one of those. So Fragden Shizo turned me on to that and helped me get a discount to buy one of those. I have exactly that one. So yes, I haven't had a chance to test it yet, but I intend to very soon. And They are very cool, and they've been featured. They're,
Fragden Schizo basically was the one, together with Andres, who started...
I don't know how to say his name. I'm sorry,
don't worry. He's Giancarlo. I call him Giancarlo.
There you go.
Rollers also call him Carlos. I prefer Giancarlo for some reason. I just like this name. So, yeah, he was the one started in the Mon Rollers, and Andres was so inspired by it that he donated 3 net guns with his own money.
Wow.
To 3 units, 1 net gun to each. So, Shkval of the 5th Assault Brigade, Blackbeard Group from Kulchitsko Battalion, and also, oh my god, Andreas, Kimira Group from the Steel Border Brigade. Exactly. Okay, guys, so we got another $10 donation. It's from Kathy S. 1 ticket for Fuzzy's toe. Ticket to him. Okay. Yesterday we had a joke about Fuzzy's toe. Very black joke. So Fuzzy says, okay, guys, last $30. Let's get it. I'm gonna send a picture of my toe to anyone who donates $30. So then we started.
That sounds more like a threat. I'm gonna send you money. I'm gonna send you a picture of my toe if you don't donate.
Yeah. So then we started joking like, okay, Fuzzy, don't tell us that it's the toe that got torn off, and you want to show that. Really hope it's not a threat. Then I don't remember why it was such a black joke, but it felt really black.
Maybe his toe was black?
We got...
Wait, did he lose his
Gook
toe?
was talking about that. He was showing me a photo of his toe, and it was like a grilled black toe.
It's so funny to me. I think I was mentioning this earlier, how when I came in the stream last week with you and Gook, and you were like, James, he's like 2 meters tall, and he's a goth, and... It's just a whole hilarious conversation.
I had much energy then, not like today. I was hyperactive yesterday also. Probably tomorrow I will be hyperactive. Another coffee shop stream tomorrow, guys, with Rebecca Wolf. She's from Arizona, and she's doing some...
we have a whole community of support people in Arizona. We got... And I'm sorry if I'm outing you guys, but we have Cheryl, we have Belle Ogilvy, we have who was the person you just said?
Wait.
Yeah. So a lot of people. And I think
who I want to mention just now. Rebecca.
Yeah, Rebecca. I want to kind of introduce some of you to each other, and even if you're, Arizona is a big state. All right, I understand, but we need to do all that we can to build community, I think is really important. And one thing that I would just encourage all of you is, we have this online community, but nothing replaces meeting up in person like me and Rick are doing right now, and anything that you can do. And this is something I was speaking with Georgie from Ukraine Matters. Like, if I could do everything all again since the war started, I would do more to build physical community between my viewers. Get together for, I don't know, frickin' have lunch or brunch or pancakes or, if you find out somebody's in a city or town near you, maybe get together and form a little discussion group. Even if you're not always like hardcore talking about serious Ukraine topics, just providing that fellowship to each other is something that's really important, I think, to support each other.
Even doing small talk may support
exactly.
people
Exactly. It doesn't always have to be like hardcore, like I support Ukraine more than you do, that comes naturally with people. People are competitive.
There's actually one roller who's in Kyiv right now, and I promised to meet with him this week.
Oh.
So I need to do it tomorrow. The thing is...
Get some rest, though.
The thing is, I'm spending some time in the hospital. Today, I told you, I was just sitting for 2.5 hours in line to get the 3-minute procedure.
Terrible.
Oh, shit.
Well, that's better than in America. In America, you would spend 2.5 hours in line, maybe 4.5 hours, to get a 3-minute procedure and then be charged about $4,000 for it. So,
that's classic.
Have it denied by your insurance
medicine.
company and go bankrupt.
Not medicine, but how do you... Healthcare? Healthcare.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No. I was just wondering, do you know what caused your... Was it just from being hunched over at the desk all day? Or just general bad posture? Because I will say that a lot of my back problems and stuff, I realize now is from bad posture, starting with my feet, all the way down to, your feet, and then your knees, and then your hips, and it's like your body is like a chain.
Yeah, exactly. And one link causes
totally
effect in the other links.
Yeah, very much so. And in my physiotherapy, unfortunately, thank you. Kaz says, cool Viking ship. Yeah, I bought this just before I left my unit. MTAC is the company. It's a Ukrainian tactical...
It says, бути воїном, жити вічно. To be a warrior, living forever. Basically, you can read it in two ways. Like, being a warrior means living forever. Or you can say, to be a warrior and to live forever.
Yeah, well, it's like the old Anglo-Saxon poem, cattle die, kinsmen die, thy own self too may die, but there is only one thing that never dies, right?
Yep. I like Andreas's comment. Rick, live stream during waiting.
Yeah, why not?
I just am still not that type of person who will stream from the bathroom and everywhere, streaming everywhere or making videos everywhere. I still want to have some private life too.
Sure, yeah, you got to.
I also like to tell some stories, not to show all of it right away. I was like, but yeah, it's cool for some people, but it's already too much content on my channel. Many streams.
Lo, let me tell you about too much content. I put out 8 shorts a day. 8 shorts. 8 shorts a day. Poor Cheryl and some of you guys who are subscribed to me. Rick, you got injured in the mosh pit, dude?
Yeah, I did.
That's awesome. Cool story, bro.
Yeah, that's basically most of my injuries.
Oh, fully full on. Yeah, I've been injured in the mosh pit too, but I'm sorry to say, usually I've been the one doing the injuring in the mosh pit. Not intentionally.
Because you're huge.
Yeah, some skinny little girl bashes into me, and I'm like, I don't even
or
realize.
Or skinny little guy like me, 55 kilograms. Instead, not the. How do you call that? Against 100 kilometers?
Yeah, 100 kilometers.
I said kilograms.
Yeah, well, maybe that
least.
too. Maybe that too.
Vikings live forever. If they have a carved stone? What's that?
Carved stone.
Carved stone.
Carved stone. Yeah, well, I think it's a slight translation, but like in Sweden, well, think about the stela. Stelas in around in. So we can show some of this. We can't show this part.
Yeah, I'm not going to show it.
We can show it like that. That's fine. So this is my combat proof that I was actually on the combat line,
engaged
in combat. And I found out that through like the Armia Plus app and stuff, there's like all kinds of little veterans discounts you can get.
With your UBD, guys. We call this UBD.
Yeah.
UBD.
Yeah. And what's funny, here's a fun fact. I was in Lviv, what day? Sunday? So yeah, Sunday night I was in Lviv coming back from Krakow because I was just in Krakow picking up some equipment. And I made the mistake of going on Booking.com and getting the cheapest hotel I could find. And it was like, I don't know, like $13. And I show up there, and it was a total mess, a ridiculous mess. I was trying to call like Booking.com customer service. There was already like another hotel guest who was also on the phone with Booking customer service and trying to call the owner of the. It was just like one of these. Anyway, it was a mess, and they canceled my reservation while I was waiting outside the door of the quote-unquote hotel. Anyway, the point is, I'm in this courtyard of this building, and there's a guy comes up and he's like, he only spoke Ukrainian or Surgic or whatever. But anyway, using Google Translate, we figured out that he was actually the manager of the hotel across the courtyard, and he was like, dude, I'll hook you up. So it was 1,000 hryvnias, which was double what I was going to pay, but okay, fine, whatever. I just needed a place to stay. Perfect room, fucking so soft mattress, like the memory foam mattress. I was like, this is chef's kiss. And then, he's like, I only take cash though. So I had to roam around the city trying to find an ATM. Ended up hitting a bar with an international legionnaire, and we were hanging out. Anyway, by the time I finally got back, I find the hotel manager is doing shots and having meat and stuff with some of his friends, and we got to talking and shooting the shit, and they asked to. Well, they didn't ask, but somehow it came up, and I showed them my green book, and then they looked at this thing, and they're like, "Whoa, blah blah blah,"
What city was that?
This is Lviv.
Lviv.
So like Sunday night. And anyway, by the end of the whole evening, after they made me drink multiple Horilka shots, which I just kind of sipped. Anyway, they were like, you know what? Your hotel room is free.
Nice. Wow.
So, it does provide some benefit. But ultimately, I did leave. I left the money in the hotel room. So
that's good.
Maybe the cleaning lady got it. So.
Wow, might shut stock, I guess.
Yeah?
No, there are no messages.
Viking,
blah blah.
Give the raven.
Yeah, so it was like there was the only message for like a minute and a half or something. Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bina says, listen to Hellwegen by Vrodruna.
I know that song.
Yeah, and actually in that song, they quote from the Anglo-Saxon poem, like I just said, Der Free, der Frende. And yeah, that's part of. I actually have sung that song.
My dear friends,
off the top of my head yet,
we have a big chance to finish this stream defeated today, and not reaching the goal of $300. Yes, that's not a small money, but for the whole community, that's small. I know you guys. I know you always reach the goal.
Well, I'm going
no matter what. So
I'm going to throw something in to sweeten the pot.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the story of that?
Yeah.
Because I don't like these things. To be
really?
honest. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is an icon, and I personally, you guys know, and I'm a militant agnostic.
You who?
I'm a militant agnostic.
What's that?
So do you know what an agnostic is? You know what an atheist is, right?
Yes.
An atheist says there is no God.
Uh-huh.
An agnostic says, I don't know if there's a God.
Uh-huh.
A militant agnostic says, I don't know and you don't either.
Uh-huh. Okay, militant. Why?
Yeah.
Why militant?
Militant because a regular agnostic would just say, he's not interested in forcing his ideas on.
So it's like a hostile.
Yeah. I'm actually an evangelical agnostic. I want to form a church where we go around and knock on people's door and early in the morning and ask them if there's a God. But
shit. So guys, I don't lean to militant agnostic, but maybe I am agnostic. So I don't know if it's like, I actually believe in the balance of the universe, I guess.
Yeah.
So I believe that there's something there. Sometimes I like to think that maybe there's Odin when I see a raven.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that if there is a God, I probably don't like him.
Yesterday we were actually talking about God with David, and I said, you know what? If there's a God, then the God really got it out of the hand right now, and he's just
seriously, man.
How do you call that? Scratching his forehead, looking at the billion people. When he created people, he thought, okay, there's going to be like a few thousand of them. I'm going to be able to manage that. But when people started multiplying like crazy, it got out of hand for him. He's like, oh shit, I cannot control this shit anymore. I'm not multitasking enough.
This is also why I'm not just an agnostic. I'm also a Yazichnik, right?
Yazichnik is a pagan.
A pagan, yeah. I'm an agnostic polytheist. Because if there is a God, I think God might be actually a committee. Maybe a committee with different subcommittees.
Yeah.
And yeah,
so maybe that's like millions of people.
Or like the Hindus.
Entities.
They have like 10,000 gods. It could be at least that. I don't know. It would explain a lot of things though. Like, first of all, have you ever looked at your feet and thought about how poorly designed they are? I want to talk to the engineering committee.
Yeah.
But so I will tell you something that I'm thinking about, Rick, that I haven't really spoken about yet. Maybe I'm starting a church. Mm-hmm. Really, I've actually already registered it with the IRS. It'll be called It is called the Last Alliance for Life. With the IRS, it's called, but we will.
The Last Alliance for Life?
Yeah, well, the reason it's registered as that with the IRS is so that the Republicans will think it has something to do with anti-abortion. But
so to attract some Republicans.
Well, possibly, but we will be working as the Last Alliance for Ukraine, and the reason that one of the reasons that I'm doing this is because the Trump administration has proposed or sent out a memorandum to propose to put out a presidential decree to prevent 501c3 nonprofits, so charitable foundations, as you would say, mm-hmm. in America, from using their donated funds internationally to donate to, for example, Ukraine. So that means that international nonprofits in America would not be able to help Ukraine. That is absolutely terrifying.
I need to address this one real quick. Yes. Nikki asks, how much left for the goal, Rick? $150, but the problem is they should be sent to PayPal. I know lately you cannot send much to PayPal, so you're using Donatello, but with Donatello the money will be used like in 2 weeks only. This is why we need to fill the PayPal jar today, not the base and Donatello jar. That's a problem. So Donatello is the second Ukrainian subscription service like base. From Monobank, Donatello uses Wave for Pay, so it is applicable to more banks.
It's such a nightmare conundrum sometimes to transfer money from America, especially into Ukraine. I mean, I've dealt with it too. It's
about problem. America. It's an issue really of America, not of Ukraine.
Yeah.
Ukraine is very progressive in this.
Unfortunately, it really is. It has to do with COBOL. If those of you who know what that is, it's the programming language that like
Oh, yeah.
95% of banks in
Is it
America
like from
use.
60s?
Yeah, it's like it was literally the first multi-system programming language ever created. It was created in 1959, and almost every single bank in America still
I
uses it.
already heard
some
it
way or
from
another.
someone about the
Probably me.
Cobalt.
It's probably me. I told the
Maybe
story
you.
before. The first
Yeah.
time we did our interview.
But it feels like it was someone else.
Maybe. So going back to this, problem with. Going back to this problem with potentially the potential problem with nonprofits in America not being able to send money internationally, just on the basis of a decree by the Trump administration that maybe it'll go through the courts. Who knows? So I think that we need some backup. We need some insurance, just like we need backup for Starlink. We need backup for charitable donations to Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
So I've studied very closely for actually the past year the rules about what does the IRS require to qualify as a church, and I am in the process of getting that done.
Uh-huh.
So one of the most important requirements is to have regular church services, and these can be online. And here's the thing: there are atheist churches. Okay, you don't have to worship. You could actually have a faith that accepts people of other faiths into your church. It can be non-denominational or non-exclusive. The point is, but you have to have a regular service. And I'm sorry to say, guys, as you probably know, I can't even keep a regular live stream going. You could start your own church, but it wouldn't make a difference because you're here in Ukraine. You don't have to worry about these things.
Yeah.
The point is, some of you know I did a week-long. I've done several of these week-long drone camps for teenagers.
Yeah.
And I've done several of these. I did one in a small town right in the middle of Ukraine, not too far from my home, like a couple of hours. And the priest of the church there, he's actually a veteran himself. Mm-hmm. And I had a bunch of shorts with him, featuring him, and he has this chapel, beautiful chapel, with whole video system and video audio deal. And so when I was coming back from Sumy, the week before last, by the way, I picked up, some of you guys know Brit from the Ukraine mission. He's a British guy who served in the 95th, and he was in Kursk. And he got injured. Anyway, the point is...
Is he a Ukrainian?
No, he's British. That's the name. His online name is Brit. Anyway, I have his truck. So the truck that was donated by Ukraine Matters, I'm holding his truck in storage while he is doing other things. So he's going to come back. Anyway, so I went and picked his truck up, brought it back to keep it safe in storage. And on the way back, I met with the priest of this little village and said, hey, listen... I need somebody to conduct church services, online church services. I'm gonna help this village and the church that does a lot of support for units, units in Ukraine.
So it's going to be connected to that church.
They're going to. I'm setting
started.
them. Yes, I'm going to set them up with their YouTube channel. It's going to be the YouTube channel for the church that is registered in the United States that will be connected to the nonprofit. Churches, I know it's complex, but everybody who's an American knows that churches have a lot of free reign in America with regards to donations. And any donation that you make to a church, you can take out of your taxes just as you would a charitable foundation.
So churches is an ultimate tax dodging instrument. I would call it.
yeah.
This is why he's getting into it. I see it.
Ultimately, it's like the last line of insurance. So I'm also in the process of registering a 501c3, but I need to take away the risk of Trump or somebody restricting that. Transferring money to Ukraine, and if it's like belt and suspenders, essentially.
I started listening to you like Trump when you said Trump. He's sitting, when he's listening, he's just sitting with an open mouth like this.
It'll be the best.
And then he starts talking. Who are you? What channel you're from? You're a bad journalist. You're a very bad journalist, James. Go out.
Yeah, somebody said, daughter of Texas said, L. Ron Hubbard did it, why can't you? Yeah, well, we're going to say that, we're going to have values to the church. And, even though I'm an agnostic, I certainly agree with a lot of the values espoused by, like, Jesus, okay?
Cass is thanking you that you're helping Brit. I'm glad to hear you are helping Brit, James.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, and he...
We have a matching game just started by Lynn S. Anyone match? $20 donation on PayPal from Lynn S. Oh, come on, guys. 25 minutes only left to raise $130. We can do this. Come on.
So Britt and I have a friendship going all the way back to 2023. He was the very first person I met when I came to join the International Legion.
What was he doing there if he was with 95th Brigade?
We first came to join the International Legion. Mm-hmm. And then he got sick with COVID. I think he actually brought COVID to the barracks. And got all of us infected. And then he got so sick he had to go home. But then he came back several months later and ended up joining the 95th. And he's done two tours with the 95th. He was in Kursk when the Suja pipeline blew up. If you go on his channel, the Ukraine mission, he had video on there of the Suja pipeline like on fire, and they're like, I don't know, tens of meters away from it.
Wow.
And it was immediately before the full scale Russian like takeover of Kursk, and so he ended up he lost half his platoon. He ended up like shooting down drones, losing his gun, finding another gun, shooting down 3 more drones, and then like run 20 kilometers. All kinds. Dude, after like a few days after it happened, he called me and we talked pretty regularly. He told me what a hair-raising like story. Literally half his platoon didn't make it out. He loaded the other half of his platoon onto the vehicle to medevac them, but there wasn't room for him, so he got left behind and had to, walk 20 kilometers out of Russia, essentially. So quite a story, and much more of a hero than I have to say.
It was heartbreaking how Brit's vehicle was attacked and his brothers killed and wounded.
Yes, and so that was the first time he suffered injury. He was in a Humvee with like 7 people total packed into the Humvee, driving back from the very, very front line in Kursk, and they got hit on the left side of the Humvee by a Lancet, and basically I think only 2 people lived, and he got shrapnel in his neck. And anyway, the point is,
that's what it gives me when I Google Brit.
Right.
95th Brigade.
Yeah, no. If you go on YouTube, it's
But yeah, I don't see him here. So
no. If you go on YouTube, it's @ the Ukraine mission.
YouTube, okay.
Yeah. And he would be fun to have on your.
By the way, I've seen him here.
Yeah.
He was chatting with us. Yeah.
Okay, he's
the
he's
Ukraine
a young
mission.
Kid. @ the Ukraine mission. So, well,
I'll try this way.
There you go. Try that. Yeah. That's it. That's him. Yep, there he is. So he's a young kid though, man. I mean, he's like 20.
No videos? Oh, here are the videos.
Yeah. He's got a lot of stuff on here.
Is he not showing his face, right? Usually. Is it his video?
Yeah. That is the
Humvee.
That is the Humvee that got hit.
Let's see the guys.
He can be a little feisty. He's just a young kid, and
he probably doesn't consider himself a kid, though, right?
Well, I mean, I'm freaking old as hell, so
How old are you once again?
I don't know. Let's see if the chat wants to guess.
Can I guess?
Sure, go ahead. I don't know if you.
39.
That's a fair guess. I want to see if anybody else in the chat wants to.
Yeah, guys, let's do it. And we have great news. Rollers provided. After Lynn S's donation of $20, there was a 130 from Nikki Hill.
Wow, beautiful.
Saying, meeting the goal. Now back to work. Great stream today. Great to see James.
Thank you, Nikki.
Thank you very much. So, after that, $20 from Andreas Lech. Match game accepted. Hey, Linus. Thank you very much. And $50 from Brian R. Raffle tickets, 2 for me and 3 for moderators. So, guys, $370 on PayPal. Good job. We went over the minimum goal. Let's see if in the last 21 minutes we can get to those 500.
Sounds awesome.
Just
sounds awesome.
130 left.
Mark McGarris says 53. Is that because... Did you type that because I pulled my glasses down to read your comment, Mark? Is that what was the giveaway there?
That's a good one. 53? Yeah. 25, Andreas, like... Oh my god, Andreas, you flatter him.
25,
I mean, he's in a good shape for 53, but... I kind of gained some weight and got kind of fat. That's why I injured my back, was not from running around in trenches and with carrying armor and all kinds of other crap. It was... Look who we have here, Alla Shachova from St. Petrivci.
Oh.
I think you collaborated with them.
Yeah.
She says it's so good to see you guys.
Thank you.
I connected you actually, and maybe you went to their school too to.
That's correct.
Give
yes,
the drone
exactly
lessons.
correct. Up north of Kiev, up here.
Yeah. St.
Very
Petrivci.
cool.
They have a podcast.
Yeah, I would love to. If I have another chance, I'd like to go back and do it again. Maybe better this time.
So, did you participate in the podcast?
No,
They did not invite you.
No. It's just
How could
I
you?
had very little time. It was a
Okay.
situation where I can't remember but it was like I was just about to join the army, and but yeah, I definitely, if I have time.
But I'm joking. I'm not shaming you guys. It's okay.
No, but it was a great time up there. I really had a great
She
time.
says,
with the kids.
"We will!" Exclamation mark in
Very
the
cool.
next message.
Very cool.
Allah is amazing. Allah, I want to invite you to the stream like this. I mean, I already invited her like half a year ago, but she was too busy. She said, no, Rick, not these days. Allah, maybe you still want to join me someday here and be on the second chair instead of James, or maybe with James.
Yeah, too.
No, not on the
Cool.
same chair. We can fit
cool.
3 chairs here
Yeah.
too. So,
Or we could stack chairs.
what's this?
You could have somebody up here, another person up here, because it's a vertical format.
So you're
right?
a power lifter? What? Even the power lifter won't be
In my
able to hold it
dreams.
for 2.5 hours. You know? It's like,
No, but so to answer the question,
Yeah,
I
how
think
old are
Daughter
you?
of Texas had it correct. I'm 49.
49?
Yeah.
Man, you really look like you're 39.
Well, thank you.
I mean, you're in a good
I
shape.
thought you were going to say you don't look a day over 48. Okay.
No, really, I meant it when I said 39 because I thought maximum 40. I'll go for 39. Wow, 10 years difference between my guess and whose guess was that?
Daughter of Texas.
Daughter of Texas. Okay.
Yeah, maybe somebody else too, but some people already knew the answer to that question. So,
Kenty, by the way, hello to you, my friend. How you doing? Andreas Lech, you know you are getting to that certain age when your
Dad gets your age wrong? Damn. Or when you get your dad's age wrong, too, I guess. You know.
Okay. Guys, thank you so much for your donations today. You know, we can just chill. If no one
We can just
sends
chill.
any donations, I'm not pushing you to 500 today. That's enough. Thank you so
Yeah,
much
very cool.
for all donations. I
Very
just
cool.
want to chill myself too.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I'm a bit more tired today because what? Because yesterday I also came back home after the coffee shop stream, had a dinner. It was like late dinner, like half past 10, and then I went to work, started working on the spreadsheet, communicated with people, and replied to like 5 emails and messages.
Man, it is a more than full-time job. doing
It
what you
is.
do, you
It
know?
is sometimes. So today I need to go to bed early, 100%.
I feel you, dude. I feel you.
So guys, also don't forget to like the stream if you forgot, because it also helps. I really want to believe that. Travis Erickson, hello to you. Remember to hide drones inside of a semi-truck and then pop off the roof to launch them at the like button, folks. That's a good idea.
Wow, Conti, you have a pic of me marshalling, or you marshalling rather, in a fight in the SCA, and I'm in one of the That's funny. I would love to see that if you have, or maybe you've sent it to me, but I don't remember.
What's that?
SCA. So SCA is like
Marshall in a fight. What's that?
So SCA is called the Society for Creative Anachronism, and it is the largest and arguably the original medieval reconstruction group in the world. So before Bohert, before anybody else doing any of this other stuff, in 1966, the SCA was started as somebody's backyard barbecue / medieval themed wedding, and they had a tournament where whoever won the tournament, I think they fought with like broomsticks or something, but whoever won the tournament got to declare their date the Queen of Love and Beauty. And it was so fun and popular that they started to do it as a regular thing and on like a monthly basis, and then people in different parts of the United States started doing it, and so if you crown your date as the queen, then what are you? You must be the king, right? So now the entire United States, and now even the whole world, is divided up into these kingdoms, and every 6 months in most kingdoms we have a tournament, and whoever wins this freaking sword fighting tournament, mostly sword fighting, gets to be king and tell everybody else what to do for like 6 months. And there's about 30,000 of us worldwide. And we also have wars, like full on. I really believe we would have peace on Earth if everybody just did SCA wars. We use wooden swords. So in Bohert, they use these heavy duty metal swords. We use wooden swords, which are about the same weight, but they hurt more.
So you're all dressed up in the metal protective. How do you call those?
Armor.
Armor. Yeah.
Brunia, as you say. Here, I'll show you a picture on my.
And how many people are engaged in one battle usually?
I think the largest battles we have are about 2,000 people on the side. That would be at Pinsic. So
I've seen that on YouTube.
So you can see that's me wearing in my Viking stuff, and I'm stupidly holding my shield upside down. But so I have this Viking helmet. I brought this Viking helmet with me to Ukraine. And it's actually on display in a Viking-themed restaurant near my hometown. But you can see the sword that I'm holding in my hand.
Is it a wooden one?
It's wooden, yeah.
Okay, good.
It's a type of wood called rattan, which is...
Why did you decide to go for the wooden ones and not for the full metal?
Well, first of all, when I started doing this back in 1993, this was the only option.
There was no metal.
Yeah, no, there was no full contact metal sword fighting. There was fencing, basically, and that was it. So let's see if I go onto YouTube, I can show you. One of the things I would say about the metal sword fighting is your armor has to be a lot more heavy duty and super like strong.
And it's harder also to wear it.
It's harder to wear it, and there's a greater risk of serious injury. Whereas in the stuff that we do, you get bruised almost every single time, but you don't actually die. Sometimes you wish you were dead, so here I'll just we can watch it. I'm sorry, I will share this with you guys on my next stream, but
subscribe to his channel, guys. It's Why Ukraine.
So here we go. So this is every little town, even like the smallest little town, 1,000 people, has a few SCA fighters, and they all get together like once a week or at least once a month to do the battles like this. This is a little 2 towns in Michigan, 2 cities of about 30,000 people. So there's 30 people on each side, and so to simulate a much larger battle, in this particular battle, after you die, you get to walk back to like a resurrection point, like in a video game, and you get to come back to life. Sometimes we'll have like a little priest who will say like, "Bless you, my son, you have arisen," And so just to show you what it looks like, and Rick, you have to share this on your stream so that the next stream.
Actually, bring it to the screen right now.
Okay.
Let me do it.
Yeah, flip it vertical. You can flip it vertical. There we go.
All or nothing.
No, it's automatically flipping back.
This is great. Okay, so he just died, and the guy who has the camera on his helmet, he's like a new fighter. So he just died, and now he has to walk back. And the way we determine whether or not you've died is if you are fighting me, Rick, you have to hit me hard enough with one of these wooden swords that I personally decide that if it were a real sword, you basically would have killed me. So it's my honor to decide that, right? So and if I don't think you hit me hard enough, you just have to hit me again.
So yeah, it's understandable. Basically, it's like a normal fight, like any normal fight, right?
Any normal fight. Normal fights, right? So unlike like in Bohurt, you have to be physically knocked to the ground. In this, you just have to get hit once, good enough that you would be disabled or prevented from fighting.
Probably it should hurt for you.
It should hurt
to decide.
At least a little bit.
One more donation, $30 from Paul Good-Deberitz.
Oh, thank you.
Say hi to James from me. Money for car repair for Psycho, if possible.
Awesome.
Man, we closed the one for Psycho, but now we have the one for Fuzzy this week. Appeared just today. I told him we will cover that this week. It's actually a perfect week since we had that huge donation from Wally that can give us some extra, extra chances to help our soldiers. So Zubre says, I had a knee-length chainmail armor suit, but it got left behind in Pokrovsk.
Oh, bummer.
I was stored under the lounge and we forgot to get it when we went back for our stuff before our flat got bombed in March.
Okay, but think about it this way.
Sorry to hear that.
Think about it this way. Think about what a gift that is to future archaeologists, right? They might, they find this chainmail at this layer of this is the layer of the Ukraine's victorious war, and then they find like medieval chainmail. Think about, you're gonna have them scratching their heads, my dude. That is hilarious.
By the way, Paul, tickets to you, right? I think it is. Guys, thank you so much. We're on $400 already. Good job. I did not hope for 400, but we're reaching it. So
it's really beautiful.
Beautiful coin. I assume you would like some tickets for it. On the other side, it has the 26th Artillery Brigade coat of arms. And let's once again remind about James's charity and fundraising that he does for Starlink. Replace Starlink on his website. It's whyukraine.com, right?
Whyukraine.com.
My dear moderators, can you post that in the chat, please?
The letter Y, Ukraine.com.
Yes.
And I have ongoing, just for right now, we have the ongoing for the fiber drone for the stuff, the work that Technology for Ukraine is doing, supporting that elite fiber optic drone unit. Also for my Replace Starlink project, which I will be continuing hopefully once I get to my next unit. I will, at some point, I'm going to come back and do live streams as well. And I don't know, Rick, I'm going to be back up here in Kyiv next weekend. I know you have maybe lots of little gifts to raffle off for your viewers, but we'll talk about it. I would like to donate something to you that you can then give to some of the viewers here. We'll see. Maybe a patch from my old unit or something that's meaningful and heartfelt. We can talk about it. We'll make a decision.
Okay. James should live stream on this channel.
Well, it's not an issue of what channel I live stream on. It's about finding the time. Because ultimately, my goal, even with setting up my channel, was
and what does he mean? He means you need to stream on my channel instead of me? Or something?
Well, no. This is something that a lot of I actually come up. So I've been on live streams on like ATP Geopolitics or on the Shills. I think he means as a guest.
Oh, what I mean? Guest. Okay, that's understandable. Because should be live streaming sounds like the host.
But it's all you can also do in Streamlabs or whatever. You can do co-hosting where it's streaming to two channels simultaneously. I mean, it's not an issue of any of those things. It's really, for me, it's an issue of do I have time, and it's just so freaking random that I was able to say, hey, Rick, I have this time. You want to do something? And luckily you were able to do it.
Yes, right
which
away.
I really appreciate.
like James's character, really. So it was. I wasn't thinking like long to invite him to the stream.
Yeah, Andreas Lack says the trolls do not like James, or are they scared? Yeah, they should be, because those of you who have watched my live streams can know that I troll the trolls. So I have no problem with trolls on my streams, I can tell you. I love them, actually. I eat them for breakfast. Yeah.
Where are you right now, Timox Savage? We're in Ukraine, we're in Kyiv, raising funds for the car repair, for a big truck. Yeah, did I tell you that we're raising funds for the first time a big truck that can carry like 10 tons? Yeah, so that's the first time we're raising. We're raising for Aeroskifs. They were in 59th Brigade. Right now they're in the 9th Brigade. They transferred there. Or not like transferred. It's a newly formed brigade, so probably technically transferred.
Dana Kiev made a statement. She said, if I make an interesting sculpture for a bookshelf, can I give it to you as an item for a raffle? It's an interesting idea.
Bookshelf?
Like a small sculpture, like a small... Could be something interesting. Yeah.
But rollers are paying for the shipping of that 100%.
Yeah, because that can get expensive, for sure.
Yeah, but that's okay. Like, I'm covering, usually if it's like not a big item, I'm covering the expense of the shipping. But sometimes rollers like to cover it themselves, and I'm grateful for that. Thank you, guys.
Oh, Timux Savage said, where are you right now?
Yes, I replied to that one.
Oh, you did? What did you say?
Yeah, that we're in Ukraine, in Kyiv.
Oh, okay. Oh,
somewhere.
I was going to say that my grandfather used to always say, anytime I was looking for something and couldn't find it, he would say, if it was up your butt, you'd know. That was going to be my response.
Hi again, guys. Hope you're well. You're well. Yeah, I'm well.
Hey, Dana,
James,
thank
are
you.
Well?
I am. I'm really well. Some of you may notice that I'm sitting differently from Rick here. Normally I would be sitting like this and this sort of relaxed, but I have found in the past year of my physiotherapy that I have to be diligent about keeping my posture straight when I'm sitting or when I'm standing. It makes me very aware of like keeping my spine in this kind of position, and that keeps me well as long as I do that.
That's good.
Yeah.
My bad. No problem. It was understandable. Trolls have pain after they meet James.
True.
Exactly.
True.
So I also wanted to mention the memberships and super chats. Since that stuff with memberships stocks and people are being refunded.
Yeah, that's weird.
I earn less on YouTube. So
that's a big bummer.
lately I gotta ask sometimes for memberships, and in this case for super chats. If you guys can buy some super chats or super stickers right now, I would appreciate it, because normally you just come here and buy memberships without me asking. But since it's my salary and this is my full-time job being here on YouTube, I need to sustain it stable. So if any of you have the means to buy some super chats right now, and this option is actually available for you, because it's not available to all the countries. Here in Ukraine, I cannot buy super chats, only memberships. That's shitty.
It's wild. That's real weird. And so that's locked up for you. And then the flip side, it's pretty weird.
Yeah, and I also cannot receive it sometimes. So it's
yeah. So some of the Timux Savage little suspect question said, "Have you tried to leave Ukraine after the war started, and was it possible for you?" Yeah, I've left Ukraine and come back like 3 different times. I was in Krakow last week picking up some equipment and came back with it. Had a beautiful time with my wife in Krakow, and lovely city, and met a lot of Ukrainians there who are very much supporting Ukraine from afar. And so there's that whole diaspora community. I mean, even a lot of arguably the guys who left because they're afraid of joining the army. The army's not for everybody, man. But they are still, many of them still supporting families back here in Ukraine, and supporting Ukraine from where they are in the ways that they can. And, I think that it is definitely a controversial topic, because a lot of especially Ukrainian men, will say like, "Oh, I'm not free because I can't leave Ukraine." Well, those guys, we have a word for them. It's Zradniki.
Zradniki?
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, like, and I even had some in my own unit. Honestly,
they say what once again?
Huh?
They say
who,
what?
Who say, well, I'm not free because I'm not allowed to leave the country, right?
I'm not free in what meaning?
Well, that's what I said to them, because they're being affected by Russian propaganda.
I am openly saying I don't have the guts to join the army.
Sure.
Because I'm a direct and transparent person.
Yeah.
But I can be an example to Ukrainian civilians how to act.
Exactly.
You need to fucking help your army as best as you can. You need to raise funds. You need to be a volunteer. Do whatever you can to work for the army. If not in the army, you gotta be for the army, right?
In my battalion, I would say we were about 75% Mobics, and a lot of them they first come into the battalion and they're like, I want to join the army, I hate it. And we had one guy who pretended to have like cerebral palsy, walking around like this, so he didn't have to do anything. And we're like, dude, this. Of all the things you could do, this is like the easiest job ever. You get to work in this like James Bond secret laboratory and sit in like the safest place you could possibly be, get extra pay because you're actually pretty close to the front lines anyway, and you get to fucking learn a skill. Like all this technical electronic stuff are skills that you're going to take with you when the war is over outside, and potentially be able to make real careers out of it. And so some of these these mobilized guys were really they were resistant to learning, didn't want to help with anything, refused to take showers, to the point where I was coming into the laboratory and with a smell, and even the commander would come in and go, "Oh my God, what's that smell?" So we finally had to tell the Mobics. We said, "Listen."
It was like a protest, right?
Well,
because they were forcibly grabbed.
Right, and we had to make them realize, like, look, you're supporting your country, and this is it's not only is that the least you could do, where you actually get to do cool shit. And we finally had to say, look, if you guys don't start taking showers, we are going to send you to the zero line, okay? Boy, the next week, the lab smelled wonderful. The lab smelled wonderful.
Perfume.
And they actually now, it's been, after a month or so of getting out of their system, now they're actually pretty good, and they're doing, and they're feeling good about themselves as well.
Yeah, I heard a lot of that about the mobilized guys who try to resist first and be upset, but then they're embracing it, and they make a good soldier.
I
want to quickly thank RP Marcin for $20 super chat. Thank you so much, Robert. And there was a question from Paul Good-Deberitz that I wanted to address. It was about sending money to my PayPal. For me, no, please don't do that, guys. Only some exceptions, like when you want to compensate the shipping for me and you cannot use Base or Donatello, send it there. But no, you will make me confused. No, it messes up the taxes. That was the question. Exactly. It messes up the taxes because I pay the taxes from my income. I'm officially registered a private entrepreneur as a YouTuber, so all that income from YouTube and from Base, Donatello, Patreon, from those subscription platforms, I pay the fee for the platforms, then I pay the tax from it. It's not a big tax here in Ukraine. I pay 6% tax, but still, it's all legal, and I pay pretty decent taxes to my government. My government should be satisfied with me as a private entrepreneur.
Right.
So $5.45. Donation from Kyra H. Thank you, Kyra.
Thank you, Kyra. Or Kira. It might be Kira actually.
Because
Kira van der Heijden.
You did not need to read the full name.
Van der Heijden.
That's okay. I think sometimes it's like offensive to people, sometimes not.
Yeah.
We actually overdo the time of this place. So basically they closed 3 minutes ago.
Oh, shit balls.
They won't kick us out, but we better finish and go home.
Yeah, and my phone is at like 8% right now.
Yes, Rick
So-
learned English by watching movies and
Yeah.
listening to the music.
Yeah. And that is a specific methodology. I have a master's degree in education, and I've taught English here for like 5 years, right up to the point where I joined the military.
That's
So
what he did before joining the army. Yeah.
The term is comprehensible input methodology. Comprehensible input methodology, and it's absolutely the best, and potentially some would argue the only way to actually not learn a language but acquire a language.
And important part of it is repeating the words, really pronouncing them. And I'm just the type of the guy who is walking around and repeating the words, mumbling under his nose or saying it out loud. So looks like a bit of a crazy person usually. But my family knew that this is my way to learn English, and I like to copy the accents, of course.
So it's like active listening, kind of. That's how the Pimsleur method works, which is one of the best ways. I'm kind of lazy about it, but they're using comprehensible input theory along with speaking practice, but you can listen and then sub audible pronounce the words, basically.
And basically it also helps you to break that barrier where people are afraid to start speaking. They know English, they understand it, but they are not speaking because they have that barrier that stops them. So you are speaking about immersing yourself into English environmental.
Yeah, as if you were a kid. Exactly. That's what. And so whatever media you have to use to do that, obviously, media. Some people learn through playing video games, for example, and it's very effective.
Andreas Lach mentioned in Lorraine. He was from Texas. With him, we lost Lorraine. Do you know that?
Yeah, he was actually an admin on my Discord.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I was shocked.
He was a great guy, and rest in peace, Lorraine. We also lost another roller. You probably also heard AJ Lohinska, who was active in many channels. Starsky posted that.
Yeah, I remember seeing him. Really? Crazy town.
So also rest in peace, AJ. It's a loss. We already lost 3 rollers who died in the last year. So our community.
Live every day like it's your last. That's what I say.
That's what I am trying to do. So, guys, thank you for being a part of this great day. James,
thank you all.
Thank you for being my guest. I really enjoyed having you here.
Good times.
I think we had it mostly chill. Yes, there were moments of stress when I was not raising enough, but we as always overcome that. Or overcame.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. You guys do it.
You're amazing.
You guys make
Thank
this
you
all
so
happen,
much.
and it's so important.
You guys live long and prosper. I wish you this, and thank you for always donating, for always being awesome, and so supportive.
And I hope I get to do a live stream soon. Maybe next week. I just have no idea. It'll be like my once a month live stream or something. We'll see. Maybe my unit will want me to go into the media and fundraising side of things. I hope not. I hope I don't have to do that 100% of the time, because I really do want to be out there in the field. I have a lot of skills that can put me behind a desk, but I never want to do that 100% of the time, So, anyway.
But it's super dangerous to be out there in the field these days.
Well, you saw my hobby. I mean, that's what I do for fun. Good God.
So maybe he will try his sword against an FPV drone someday.
Hey, just have you seen? I actually have a video that I'm gonna upload to my YouTube short soon of a Russian, and they're playing like Star Wars music in the background as he's trying to hit a drone out of this. Sad but true. when I had my interview to join this unit that I'm about to join, I said, hey, they asked me, what would you like to do? I said, I'll do anything. Just give me a shovel,
Well, you could also just dig with it.
It's good exercise.
Yep. Since James is a language teacher, can he say live long and prosper in Ukrainian?
I cannot, because I might be a language... See, I might be a language teacher. It doesn't make me a language learner. Teachers are always the worst students. That's why God makes them teachers, right? It's like karma,
Okay, so I can say it in Ukrainian.
Okay, teach me.
Живіть довго
Живіть довго.
та процвітайте.
What?
Та процвітайте.
Та процвітаєте.
Живіть довго та процвітайте. Live long and prosper.
Живіть довго та процвітаєте.
Maybe this is a slightly Surjik version
Sure.
because I actually don't know the prosper Ukrainian version of the word prosper. So процвітай is like a Russianized, like Ukrainized Russian word or something. So I'm not sure. Okay, fair enough. Zubre says, okay, guys, we need to finish because they closed 9 minutes ago. Well, we're kind of sitting on the street on this
Halfway
on the street, so they will close the door eventually. But yeah, let's finish. James, once again, thank you so much for joining me. Yeah, we're doing some handshake here, and we're telling you guys to live long and prosper.
Oh,
Thank
and
you
also
so much.
Nanu Nanu. You
What's
know
that?
about Nanu Nanu?
No.
Oh yeah, it's another obscure sci-fi thing from America. Nanu Nanu, and then there's Live Long and Prosper. There you
From
go.
which one is Nanu Nanu?
Oh my god. Oh my god, you guys help me. Which one is Nanu Nanu? Early 80s. Oh god. Mork and Mindy. Thank you.
Mork and Mindy. I didn't even
Well, now
hear
you
about
can
that
go.
one.
There's something else to play on your next live stream.
Okay.
Freaking Mork and Mindy. Oh my god.
Живите довго, процвітайте і жертвуйте. It's like donate. Yeah, probably donate. Donate. It's like donate.
Oh.
Thank you guys. Thank you, James.
Yeah. До побачення, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Slava
Love you all.
Ukraine.
Героям слава. Let's finish this one for today.